Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to Breaking the Habit Charity 3, benefiting American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. This charity has been established in 1987. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is a voluntary health organization that gives those affected by suicide a nationwide community empowered by research, education, and advocacy to take action against this leading cause of death. AFSP is dedicated to saving lives and bringing hope to those affected by suicide, including those who have experienced a loss. To learn more about the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, visit afsp.org. And I am your host, SuperSonic, by the way, which I totally forgot to make that introduction. But here we are with Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, 80% NMS, presented by Furyst. Go ahead and take it away, my friend.
Hey everyone, I'm Fury, or Furyst, whichever you prefer. And I do Pokemon speedruns. This is Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, which is quite honestly one of the coolest Pokemon speedruns out there. I hope you will enjoy. This is going to be 80% no mount skips. But before we get started, I do have a couple of commentators if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Hey everyone, I'm JTaddles or JT, and I also speedrun Pokemon.
Hello there, I'm randalleatscheese. I am in fact eating cheese right now, and yeah, I also speedrun Let's Go. Gonna be helping out, and we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll call it when the time starts, but it's basically going to be when I confirm. I think it's begin game or whatever it's called, the button.
Yeah, then we're gonna be confirming the language choice. We're gonna be playing in English, so it's gonna say like begin game and where the time will start.
You got a boy Eevee.
And yeah,
I
we
need to
can already
remember to
tell some
name the trainer.
information. And the run hasn't even started yet.
Okay. So whenever you're ready, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. Alright, I do have to remember to name the trainer.
Yeah, so we're gonna need our trainer name.
I never.
Basically now.
Yep, I never it is.
Nice.
Classic.
Whoops. What did I do? There we go. Okay. It's usually in marathon runs that you actually learn how to use the keyboard on the Switch.
Yeah. Normally, we just kind of default to naming stuff 1 if we even name anything.
That was the hardest part of Bootleg Ash for me, was remembering to name the character Ash.
So yeah, we're doing our little opening cutscene. Professor Oak's telling us about this world of Pokemon, and it waits. So let's go. And that's the short story.
These games
We're
are.
gonna go ahead and set our options here.
Yeah, these games are a remake of Pokemon Yellow. For this instance, we basically have 2 games. In the original, we only had Yellow. In this case, we have Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And yeah, we're playing Eevee because Eevee is the best.
What? Excuse me?
So interestingly enough, the runs are actually quite comparable, even though they are pretty different in terms of the fights you take and some of the Pokemon you catch. But they are very comparable. So they are separate leaderboards, but the times are very comparable.
Yeah. I get.
Yeah, I think
this is why
Eevee's
I
a little bit. I think
Mm.
Eevee's a little bit more competitive, but yeah, the times are pretty much like the same overall.
Yeah, Eevee has a faster top end at this point, but Pika is just better. And apparently, I'm surrounded
Okay.
by Eevee runners, so I'm just gonna have to give Pika its fair representation.
Got Eevee runners on both sides. So this game starts on the begin game when you hit begin game, but it like actually kind of starts on that like date setting screen we saw at the very beginning, and that's kind of setting up a little bit of a date manipulation to get an extra item in about 30 minutes. That we'll see then.
That may or may not happen anyway.
That may or may not
It's
happen.
not guaranteed to happen, but we're gonna try. And our Eevee's gonna be a guaranteed catch here. And
Yeah, nice.
that's about it for guaranteed catches for the time being. The thing
It is
about the start
guaranteed,
of
but you
Pokemon-
can whiff the ball.
Oh
Some
yeah.
runners-
Yeah.
Motion controls
the
can happen.
game will
Sure.
the game will scold you for messing up your throw if you do. So we just don't, ideally. And yeah, this starter is going to have perfect IVs and everything, but the nature we don't quite know yet. So hopefully it's a good nature.
Are you gonna take a backup or just take whatever you get?
I just take whatever I get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good
your
luck.
name and all, so kind of have to just take it. It's gonna be a good Eevee. Just watch. Also, watch this cutscene not happen because we're allowed to
Oh,
skip.
look
this
at that frame perfect cutscene skip.
Gotta love cutscene skips.
Yeah, unfortunately,
many.
there's not nearly enough cutscene skips
Yeah.
in this game. We have to mash through a lot of dialogue still, but there are some things that you're allowed to not have to watch.
Yeah, sometimes you'll get like a little blip of the cutscene for like a split second, but it's really nice when it just like does the black screen and goes back into the game.
Yeah. But the game also flips the order of some of the early game progression stuff. So instead of fighting the rival now, we're just going to get a Pokedex. But we do still need to do the parcel quest. After the parcel quest, we'll be fighting our rival. So if we want to, we're allowed to actually level up our Pokemon. My guess is we're probably not going to. Typically, you don't in a run.
And people never stop talking to you.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, to be
Here's the
fair,
end game.
compared to like the newer titles,
Oh yeah, this is not bad.
this is much better. There's a reason
Yeah.
this game is also like the shortest Switch, and I think it's partly related to the fact that it just doesn't have nearly as many cutscenes and text, whatnot.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
short
nice
game,
dodge.
and also not nearly as much stuff you have to watch or mash through.
Mashing is also a lot better in this, say, than the other. It's more painful, I would say, in the
So yeah, we're allowed to warp back to Oak's lab in this game, which is not something that was in some of the previous Kanto games. And now we're going to have Eevee sitting on her head for the rest of the run.
Forever.
Like, that's the one thing where Eevee is better than Pika. Eevee sits on your head, Pika, like,
Yeah.
sits on your shoulder or something.
Oh, that's right. I never even thought about that difference.
But aside from that, Pika is better. We're not going to see it in this fight, unfortunately. But Pika
like
is better.
I like the faces Pika makes in the Blaine when you're answering Blaine's questions.
Oh yeah. Eevee makes good faces too, but it's just not Pikachu.
We're not minus attack, I guess.
Yeah,
That's really nice. So this fight
got
should
there,
be
but-
Oh, no.
3 turns.
Oh boy.
Status lag.
Status effects have a lot of lag,
Okay,
as you
yeah.
can see there. Sometimes the game just really wants to display like poison, paralyze, whatever particles, and it'll lag the game a lot.
So that fight should be 2 or 3 turns, but you can get really unlucky there and have it take like 5 or 6 turns.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 turns is kind of hard.
2 turns
2
is kind of
turns
hard.
sometimes happens. I've heard tales of like 7 or 8, but I haven't
yeah.
seen it happen yet.
I've definitely had those. I mean, if you get paralyzed and whatnot.
I had like 5 or 6 in the tournament race, in one of my tournament races, I think. Got paralyzed turn 1 and just couldn't get out of it.
Yeah.
So we're going to run through Route 1 now. This youngster here at the end of it, we're going to actually have to fight him here, so... Oh my gosh, Trainer's eyes have locked. It's time for a Pokemon battle.
It is worth noting that the starter Pokemon here are special. Both Eevee and the Pikachu, if you were running Let's Go. They're a lot stronger, and they have one thing about them, that is that they can't evolve. So this Eevee is going to stay in Eevee for the entire run.
Yeah, we're going to be listening to Eevee sounds for the next hour and a half or something. The next 2-ish hours.
Yeah.
And we're pretty much avoiding catching anything until going into the forest and getting a lure, because the experience up until that point is just not really worth it. And it's kind of just really slow to do that.
Yeah. And in the forest, we're going to be able to catch stuff that evolve really fast, or are just things that we need to be getting. So we're going to be...
You may see a tracker on screen with all the Pokemon. This is quite an important part of the run. So in this run, in order to progress the plot, we will have to catch 50 Pokemon, because each gym has a gym requirement, basically, and one of the gym requirements is to have 50 Pokemon. So we will need to catch. Obviously, catching the Pokemon is very RNG heavy. It depends on what spawns and whatnot. So we have a tracker on screen with all the Pokemon that we could potentially catch, and then as the game progresses, is that minus special?
Yeah, you have a careful Eevee, so
That's fine.
it's going to be plus special defense and minus special attack, which is a bit of a bummer, as is this Pidgey here. But it'll be workable.
That won't really come into play until the Rocket Hideout, I think. But it'll be a bad time in the Rocket Hideout.
Well, but if I'm like decently leveled, I should be fine with Double Edge and Rhyhorn strats for the most part.
Oh yeah, Rhyhorn strats make it totally like not much of an issue.
Here's the second fight of the forest.
Yeah, the one.
Eevee Runner's favorite fight. I've completely forgot that this fight even existed because I run Pika more than I run Eevee.
I've had this take 5 or 6 turns before.
Okay.
This Pidgey has Sand Attack, and we didn't get Sand Attack, so in the end it didn't matter.
So coming up here, we're going to pick up a lure, which once you use the lure, it makes everything in the area that spawns after you use the lure 1 level higher than the highest level in the area, which I think here is going to be level 8.
It's going to be level 7.
Level 7, okay.
The encounter rate's going to go up and all that, and we're going to be catching level 7 pokes, which will help them evolve even faster. Okay. And we got some interesting
Pikachu, nice.
Such as Pikachu. Pikachu's not a very standard encounter, but Caterpie is, and we're going to be catching Caterpie and Weedle for some really fast bug evolutions. Catch is not guaranteed, but it should happen.
There we go.
Nice.
This is the worst catch in the beginning because it's a one controller catch. From now on, we will mostly be using 2 controllers to catch because it increases the likelihood that they will get in, and it also increases the XP and all of that.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that with this Pikachu here.
Glowing Weedle, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. an early attack from the Pikachu, so that's pretty cool. Can catch an Eevee later in the game, so if you're running go Pikachu, that is an option, but Pika is a lot easier of a catch on Eevee than Eevee is on Pika.
You can also
Just
catch
like
an
that.
Eevee on Eevee and evolve it. Because like I said, you can't evolve your Eevee.
Yeah.
But it's pretty bad catch.
So now we have Metapod, and we're going to be getting Weedle and eventually Butterfree and like Kakuna, Beedrill. There are some other spawns that can happen here in the forest. We ran into one of them in Pidgey. We're not going to catch Pidgey probably, but there are other stuff that can spawn. We'll see if it happens.
So this Weedle is glowing, and it has that like blue stuff going around it when it spawns, and that means it's going to be worth more experience. It's like slightly less likely to stay in the ball, but not like it doesn't really matter that much. But it's going to be worth more experience. It also has a chance to be supersized, which is going to be like an insane amount more experience if it is.
In retrospect, I should have probably cut the Weedle first, but I only realized it after.
No, that was correct. To get the
Level
Caterpie
10
first.
without Bellsprout, nice.
So we're hitting level 10 here on Eevee to learn an important move, Double Kick. We're going to be using that for a decent amount early on, so we read it. And we get some interesting Beedrill spawns. Those are not very common, even with Lure.
Yeah.
But Bellsprout is an important encounter. We really need grass types. So getting Bellsprout now is very nice.
Yeah, and Brock's gym requirement is that you have to have a water, a grass, and something else. And the only one that you can get before Brock's gym is a grass type, so you have to have Bellsprout to even be able to fight Brock.
Yeah.
Or a Bulbasaur.
Or a Bulbasaur, but that's like a 0.5% chance to spawn, I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
Bulbasaur is rare to see, but we're not out of the forest yet, so we might
There's
have
still
a chance.
You could respawn the forest one time just to see. For the hype.
I'm not gonna.
The real hype is
Especially because
the
like
antics
this
in
is a
Mount
pretty
Moon.
decent forest, I would say. Like everything spawned pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, this is a great forest.
Yeah, this is amazing. So we're gonna finish up this forest here by fighting this bug catcher. He has a Metapod. It doesn't only use Harden, but it's not anything that we could care less. We couldn't really care less about it. We're just gonna beat this Metapod. Decent chance to one-shot it here too.
Oh, so good.
We don't know the exact stats on Eevee because there is a little bit of randomness, not in the IVs, but in what are called awakening values, AVs.
Opal.
So, JT, if you want to talk about it. I don't
Awakening
have it.
values? So basically every time you level up, you get like your stats increase, of course, but then you also get one random value that's assigned like randomly to one of your stats, including HP. And that kind of happens every time you level up, and I think at level 15 it starts over. Like if you got attack at level 6, then you'll get an attack one at level 15 or 16, and like the cycle will continue.
I think we saw special defense on level 6, so 16, 26. You get the hang of it. It's going to be a special defense AV. We haven't seen any other AVs quite yet, but we'll be seeing a level 12 one in the next fight, the run. Pikachu also learns double kick, but we're not actually going to be using Pikachu, so I'm not going to teach it.
And we are minus special attack, but if we get like a bunch of special attack AVs that we like might not have seen, that would help out a lot with the nature of the Eevee.
I got a Rattata. You can get a Rattata in a lot of places. Recently, a lot of people like to catch a Rattata here, because that means you can get Eradicate later, which is a lot of EXP, which is nice, especially for a run like this. It's nice for that safety to be like over level.
Yeah.
So we won't be evolving this Rattata. We're gonna deposit it because it would take too long to evolve. And instead, if we find Eradicate later, let's get that.
And you already have Butterfree going into Brock, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's going to be a
Beedrill
lot
after
of
Brock
stuff
would be
we
even
can
better, so you can just get
deposit.
rid of them.
Generally, we don't want extra pokes in our party, whether it's stuff that we don't need to evolve or just stuff that don't evolve, because they're going to soak up extra levels, and later on in the run, party space is going to be a lot more cramped than it is right now, and all 6 party spots are going to be really important in later sections of the run. Right now, we can kind of just let it be whatever. So Pikachu, Butterfree, and Rattata are just kind of along for the ride for this one fight. This is Brock.
And we're going to keep Bellsprout in the party until it evolves at level 21.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. We're going to be seeing this Bellsprout learn a couple of moves.
A couple.
It's going to be worth it. I say a couple.
It's also going to be used as a doubles partner for some battles.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
for catches as well.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. Yeah, you always need to have 2 Pokemon in your party in order to do 2 controller.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep it like this for a long time.
Have we talked about the 50 Pokemon yet?
Yes.
Yeah, I briefly mentioned it.
Okay.
Yeah, the long story on that is like, to beat the game, you need to get all 8 gym badges. To get one of them, you have to get 50 pokes, blah blah blah. But yeah, short story is we need those. And we're getting a lot of special defense AVs. Because we know it's a careful Eevee, which means we're more likely to see AVs in the plus stat, which is special defense. So we're going to have a really tanky Eevee on that front, at least.
The army doesn't stand a chance. It's
And
basically
we're
used
going to go meet Blue.
special defense.
Oh yeah, Blue is here.
Oh yeah. So your rival in this game is not the same one you had in the original Pokemon Yellow. They basically created a new character called Trace.
And also, we're going to take a shopping trip here. We're going to buy a couple of items that are pretty important. Also, just buy some more Pokeballs or Great Balls now that we have access to those.
Yeah, so the shop items are based off of how many badges you have. Like, the more badges you get, more shop items will be available. It doesn't matter which shop you go to, any shop will have the same items, depending on how many badges you have. And this shop is kind of routed around having at least $500 left over afterwards, because we can buy a Magikarp just before entering Mount Moon for 500. Or I guess
Yeah.
Pokédollars, whatever Pokédollars are.
It's a really fast poke to get. The game will make fun of you for paying 500, but it's just worth it. So that's what we're gonna do, and gonna be going through this route. None of these trainers are required. There are some spinners. There's some Pokemon that can spawn, such as that rat.
Snake. It's possible for a Charmander to spawn here. It's very rare and kind of slow, I think, to get it.
It's not a good catch, and it's kind of slow. But it's really funny if you do see it.
Yeah. There's
This
one that
game
can
has a
spawn
lot of-
in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. So this game has a thing called like secret encounters or something of that sort. Every route there's like one poke that doesn't typically spawn but has a rare chance of just showing up. If you start catch chaining like a million pokes, then it becomes very common to see. But on many routes, that secret encounter is chancy. On Route 3,
most
it's
of
actually
them.
Charmander. In the forest, it's Bulbasaur.
I have a list of all of them if you want me to read it off. It's like 6. There's Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Chansey. And those are the only rare special encounters.
Yeah.
And most of the routes and places is just Chansey. Everything else is like one location pretty much.
Charmander has a couple of locations, technically.
Yeah,
but-
Charmander's Route 3 and maybe 4, I think, and Rock Tunnel.
Yeah, and Rock Tunnel. So we get a little bit of visual confirmation that on some of our stats while we teach Headbutt, and we're going to be using it immediately. So that's why we're teaching it now.
$32 might have been too low. Or the Moonstone.
It might be okay. Would
Yeah,
that be 28?
Yeah.
That was a really good forest.
Actually 27 because it takes a minute to get into the game.
Oh, right.
Another spinner here, and nice Zubat spawn. We are going to catch some stuff, because we did use the lure. Zubat's not one that we really like catching.
And ideally we'll be level 15 leaving Mount Moon, because the requirement to get into Misty's gym is to be level 15. If you're not, it's not the end of the world. You can go up to the north and do the Bill, like, Nugget Bridge and everything first and get the levels there. But it's much faster to be level 15 here and go to Misty before that.
We are switching to Great Balls here. On one of the players. Not both. Increase the catch chances. We're basically going to be doing this throughout the run. Eventually we'll get to Ultra Balls. Not.
In Mount Moon, we pretty much just want to catch a Paris, a Geodude, and a Clefairy. If Chansey spawns, that's a fantastic set of experience to get as well. But anything else that spawns is pretty much not worth it. Yeah, if you can get it. But everything else is pretty much not worth catching.
There's also Clefable and Onyx. Onyx is one of the more annoying encounters in the game.
Yeah, and Clefable is horribly less likely to stay in than Chansey is.
Is it really?
It feels like it. I don't know the actual numbers, but I've had a lot more trouble keeping Chansey in than...
I don't know that it's horribly less likely. I
Not
think it
Chansey,
is less
Clefable.
likely, but maybe not that much.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Clefairy.
Nice.
So it should be fine because Geodude is usually like pretty easy to find as well. So
Yeah.
should be catching everything here. There it is.
Oh, there's Geodude right there. So this place, you only want those 3 Pokemon, but this place can troll you really badly and just not give you one of them. And that can be pretty annoying.
Yeah. Clefairy is the rarest of the spawns that we want, and it's also the one that gives the most experience, so it can be a bit of a bummer if it doesn't show up.
Yeah. You'll also
Geodude-
notice we're always trying to go for excellent catches. I'm also playing it quite patient a lot of the times because I want to have a first ball because you get a bonus on EXP as well.
Yeah.
Which is really important because of what was said about having to be level 15.
Yeah, and it looks like at this point you'll be 15 no problem just on the fights alone to get out of
Yeah.
here.
You won't. If you don't catch anything, you're good. But you also have Geodude anyways, just staring at you. So there we go. We're going to be hitting
No,
level
come on.
15. This Geodude's going to punch eventually.
What?
And
Okay.
Oh no.
sometimes the game just
That was
doesn't
weird.
aim the throw for you. The
Why did he
game
go to the
kind of
right?
has a mind of its own.
That's the first time I see
Sometimes
that one.
the game just does not like you throwing straight. Still going to hit level 15, just a little later than we want, but that's still fine. And glowing
I
jaded
forgot
stones are
the-
after.
whatever.
Yeah, the classic.
I forgot to check the double moonstone.
You didn't need it, it's fine.
Yeah.
So
much work.
somewhere in that section there, the time passed over to midnight, and we got a new day. And there's a chance of items respawning. It's not guaranteed, not at all. So, but it is nice to get if it does happen.
Nice.
And Headbutt can get flinches, so that's pretty cool.
Sorry about that. I had to take a phone call. Did we get the double moonstone?
I forgot.
Oh, okay.
It probably wasn't there anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, let's just assume
Yeah,
it
that's
wasn't
true.
there.
So we met Jesse and James and their Meowth, and like they're up to something. We don't really know what. But they're telling us to kind of just like get away from them. And
Oh,
there's an
Onyx.
Onyx. Onyx has a massive hitbox, but it
And
is
that is
dodgeable.
not a
going for
common
that.
spawn either.
If I was down on catches in the XP, I would probably go for it.
I would have done it anyways. Onyx is what is called a ride Pokemon.
Oh,
you
I forgot you could ride on
You can hop on a ride Pokemon, and they can give you varying levels of speed and entertainment. Onyx definitely leans heavier onto the entertaining side of things.
Is it the same speed as Rhyhorn?
No,
No.
it's
is it slower?
absolutely not.
Otherwise, it would
Oh,
be.
I thought
this.
Rhyhorn was the slowest speed.
No, no.
Oh no, it definitely
There's
isn't.
stuff that's much
I think
slower.
we need to
Okay.
see another Onyx now.
Isn't
every time
Kangaskhan
we run into a
like
road zone,
slower than walking? Something like that.
on.
I don't know. I am not gonna be 15 for the next fight. Just kind of sad, but
Yeah, that's okay.
I'll just get through it.
Level 15 guarantees some ranges. We're not going to be there yet, but we'll hit it by the end of Mount Moon here, and that's all that really matters. We're going to be getting it after the poke that we want level 15 for, which is pretty unfortunate, but that's okay.
I still get the range, level 14, but
Yeah.
probably not gonna happen.
Not with that attitude.
We did get a good range on the, or a good roll on the Century earlier. Okay, that's one. And we barely miss level 15 for this one, which is also. Yeah.
Dang, yeah, so 15
Okay,
would
nice.
guaranteed that. That's not
Nice
bad, though.
avoid.
Magnemite can really troll with Supersonic, or paralyzing you with like Thundershock. So, getting a Supersonic miss there, it feels really nice. And sure enough, these stats kind of suck on this Eevee,
Yeah.
but that's okay. But now that we have the level 15 stats, we technically know how many AVs we're getting in each stat for every 10 levels. I think I saw like one attack AV there and whatever, but it's not too much of note unless like you really see like an outrageous strat in attack or speed or special attack. And in this case, we definitely don't. Shoutouts to Beedrill.
This is the first double fight of the run, and it's a required double fight. The game forces you to use 2 Pokemon, but it also forces you to use one controller for this fight. So there's some other fights where we're going to use two Pokemon to do the fight, and you'll have to use both controllers. But for all the Jesse and James fights, it forces you to use one controller, and it's really, really weird, and I don't know why the game does it, but it's Pokemon.
So bad. It's okay. I need to heal anyways.
Yeah, just heal the poison off. And with that, that is the end of Mount Moon. Actually, there's still encounters you can get in this little stretch of walking space.
Usually, so we want to get rid of this Pokemon, precisely because of this. Gotten rid of them a little earlier, because they learn move. Usually, I wait until I get to to this section where it's all fights, just in case something spawns on top of me and I decide to catch it.
And with that, we're back out to some of the routes. Route 4 is our last chance to get an Ekans. It's not guaranteed to happen, and it looks like it won't.
Aw, man.
But that's okay. And now we can deposit almost all of our party.
Yeah.
And inside the Pokemon Center, we're gonna learn these 3 like special moves that Eevee can learn. The Pika game also can learn some moves, but not as many as Eevee. Eevee basically learns a move that's like strong in Fire type, Electric type, and Water type, and they just make Eevee incredibly overpowered, and kind of a jack of all trades for the first like half of the run.
Yeah, you can't turn it into an evolution, so this is kind of the game's way of giving you evolutions by giving you their types in terms of moves. Pikachu learns the move Zippy Zap, which has Stab, which these moves won't. All of the moves that you can teach in either version have some weird side effect. Bouncy Bubble works like a Giga Drain basically and heals your HP based off of how much damage you've dealt. Buzzy Buzz paralyzes your opponent. I'm trying to remember the names. I don't know. I don't remember.
Sizzly Slide is the other one.
Yeah, it was on screen, but I forgot it already. It burns the opponent.
Yeah.
And we're going to be learning the Espeon type of move later on in the run, but that one's not available until we get to Celadon City. So
There's
it'll be
more moves
quite a
as well. We just don't learn. And they all have pretty amusing names.
Yeah. It's really hard to tell how serious the developers were when they created these names. Buzzy Buzz. Bouncy
These
Bubble.
moves only exist in this game, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, one shot.
They're only for
is always
starter
good.
Eevee or starter
With minus
Pikachu.
special.
With minus special, that's really
It
nice.
was a crit.
This game's just so easy.
Yeah.
I think you did have some special attack AVs. Like,
It was a crit, that's why.
oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no way that would have one shot with minus special, I think.
Yeah, no.
Especially because I'm not even over level.
So here's Misty. This Psyduck, we're just going to set up on it, and then the Starmie is going to come out, and it's going to do who knows what. Because
This
it
is
does
the one
outspeed
fight
Eevee.
Where special defense kinda helps.
Yeah.
Not that it helps that much, but... I steal
No
it.
burn is great.
Yeah, but I need to heal. Unless I level up.
Scald is a 30% chance of burning, but runners
Okay, I don't need to
almost
heal.
always seem to see it, so it feels
Yeah.
like a 50-50.
Typically, that Starmie would get into the red on the first attack, but being minus special attack kind of hurts a little bit.
Yeah, it does look like you actually do have special attack Eevees. Like, special attack should be worse normally.
I don't know if you can free shot them. Maybe.
But even with minus special attack, it still is a 2-shot. If you have good enough special attack, you can actually just one-shot the Starmie. But clearly there, that wasn't going to happen. And here's the rival.
So if we were not level 15, to get to Misty, we would just do this fight first, and basically this entire section. And then do the gym afterwards. But it's faster to go for the gym first, to have level 15.
Yeah, and everything should just be a one-shot here.
Pikachu could be a range.
Pikachu could be a range.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's usually a pretty good range. There will be another range coming up later on Nugget Bridge here with this special attack, but most fights are pretty easy for the time being. So
For normally,
have a
since
good amount of
we haven't really
downtime.
talked about it, but for normal runs, we usually don't run minus special attack or minus attack or minus speed. Pikachu has an advantage in that sense because minus speed is irrelevant for Pikachu.
yeah,
But yeah, for
it
a marathon
affects
run,
in one fight, but
we can
not
technically
even
just
by
run
that much.
anything. It's just you're not really gonna die because of it. It's just you might have a few extra turns here and there. You might need to catch a few extra at certain points.
And so this is Nugget Bridge, and it's just 5 fights that you just have to do, and you just got to get through it. And it's all really easy, but you just can't do anything else. You just have to do it.
It's in a way a tutorial on type matchups. The game doesn't actually say it like that, but it kind of is. There's just a bunch of pokes that Eevee can kill with super effective moves. And we're choosing not to because super effective text takes a little bit of time, and also we just have enough headbutts to not bother. That being said, we're going to use the super effective move on this fight. It's a Sandshrew, and we're going to use Bouncy Bubble and just get a good amount of HP back.
And we have more headbutts, so we're using those, but we want to have at least 4 left over by the end of Nugget Bridge because there's fights coming up later on that we need to have. And we're not going to be able to heal before them, so we need to have at least 4 headbutts for those fights later.
Oh wait, we have to mention the fun fact about Nugget Bridge, which
Oh,
is
what's
the pillars. If you look at the pillars in Nugget Bridge, the top of them is basically a nugget.
Oh, I never even noticed that before.
I didn't
Someone
know that
mentioned
either.
it during the tournament, and everyone was like, "What?"
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. The
Do
more
they
you
even
know.
call it? Do they call it Nugget Bridge in this game?
I think they
I don't
do,
know.
yeah.
They call
Probably.
it that in the original, but for some reason, I feel like they don't call it that in this one. But I don't know. It
We're
definitely
not
looks
really
more like a
reading.
bridge in this one, though.
So as you can probably tell, this is like a very exciting section of the run, which is why
Oh, yeah.
someone brought up the fact that these things look like nuggets.
Did you get flinched by the Meowth? I wasn't.
I did not.
paying attention.
I don't think he
Nice.
got a move.
Yeah,
I think it was just gonna be like bite or
he didn't go for
something.
fake out.
Oh yeah,
Another fun
this
fact,
is
What?
what
fight
It's
is
Team
this trainer.
Seven? Oh my god.
There's another fun fact. You can fight this trainer in 2 different scenarios. If you are still standing on the bridge, like I am now, we're gonna fight him in the bridge scenario. But if you go too far, and he stops you. We fight in a different area.
So
the
here's a
coughing's gonna be rough.
coughing. It's gonna be. It has some interesting moves and can do some really strange things.
You can also poison
typically
with
you're able to
display
one-shot it.
pages.
Okay,
But
that's
this
fine.
is not a typical Eevee, so.
Oh yeah,
So with
tackle
minus
is like
special attack, there is no way I'm gonna get the one shot. But if you have a decent enough EV and you are decently over
Or
leveled,
if
you
you're
should be fine
level
to get a one shot.
18.
yeah, tackle is like the best possible thing that could have happened there. It could have poisoned, which is really annoying.
Okay,
Oh,
so some
Venonat.
folks can spawn here on Route 25, such as that Venonat there, but just kind of choose not to catch them. Venonat's not a fun catch.
Yeah.
And it's not that helpful either.
That's also the only location that Squirtle can spawn. It's incredibly unlikely, but if you see it, it's pretty hype.
Yeah.
Unless you just run away from it like Tynep did. So sad.
We're not.
Honestly, I
very
don't know if
close
it's
to it.
worth catching, but it's cool to see it.
It's not a fun catch.
It's always worth catching.
It's worth catching for the meme, though.
Yeah, it's hype,
but
you have to catch it.
you don't typically see it.
I think the cycle is pretty much the same as the other starters, right?
Yeah, all starters have the
Yeah.
same cycle where they can just kind of attack you super fast.
Really aggressive.
Yeah, and then you throw the ball basically off their attack.
And so we're gonna go see Bill in his not entirely human form, and we're gonna try to save him or something.
And this cutscene takes a full minute to get through, so
So we're gonna have some time for donations and all that.
All right, well, we do have a couple donations here. Both of them are from Shadow Taco, both with $10 each with no comment. Thank you very much for those. Also, just to give you all an update on the upcoming poll here for the Resident Evil 7 language choice. Spanish pretty much has a commanding lead over all the other languages here. It's at $851.90. So I don't know if any of the other languages will even catch up to that. But speaking of which, we do have some fantastic prizes as well. So like the $10 donations from Shadow Taco there, you can be eligible to get a Mario Bob-omb plushie, a Dragon Ball Z Goku figurine, Crash Bandicoot first 4-figure statue, a Spyro the Dragon plushie, and Pokemon Snorlax plush, which I personally love because I love Snorlax. It just reminds me of me, like, IRL. And also a Lincoln Park Meteora 20 vinyl box set. That's a $20 donation, and we do have a grand prize of $100 donations cumulative throughout the entire event. You can get a Spider-Man 2 limited edition PS5 bundle, and it looks pretty sick if I do say so myself. But that's all we got for now. Back to you.
Those sound like some really good.
yeah,
really
I
good
want
prizes.
that. I want that
That's Snorlax
LP
plush.
vinyl.
I want that Snorlax plush. We still haven't had any fights, but here we're gonna get a little bit of a Detective Eevee. Apparently, Detective Pikachu like has a second game and it's like out on the Switch now.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, we'll get a Detective Eevee game. Maybe not, but this will be a good consolation prize for the time being. Wow, good job! You found a hole in the wall.
And you have
Amazing.
to like push A at certain points during that cutscene. It doesn't just go through for you. Like you have to select out of text boxes like 3 times.
Yeah.
But we talked to Bill. We saved his life. He gave us the SS ticket. Which there's some like weird shenanigans in this game where like it'll be in different places in your bag. Like it's not consistent sometimes, and I haven't figured out why.
Wait, which one?
The SS ticket.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
sometimes it'll be the last thing, sometimes it'll be the second to last thing.
It depends on if you do Bill or Misty first.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the exact reasoning behind it, but the items do switch spots because of it. The game displays and orders the menu in really strange ways, and the order we shop in is heavily routed to make use of it or put up with it. I don't really know I don't know what's a better word for it. And we're going to be doing a shopping trip, but we got to go to a shop, and the next one is in Vermilion. And to get there, we're going to go through this underground tunnel that has some pretty useful items.
We basically try to make sure that our menu stays in such a way that all our menus are optimized during battle, so that we don't have to do a lot of inputs to use certain items.
So, grabbing a nugget and this leer, and we're going to be using it right away for this next route here, which can be a bit of a run ender. We're just going to put up with whatever we do and don't see.
Yeah, we want to see Jigglypuff, Vulpix, and Abra would be fantastic, but Abra's not super likely. Actually, sometimes it feels like none of them are very likely, but sometimes the game helps you out and gives you a few of them.
Okay, there's a Vulpix. It's a little farther out of the way than
I don't usually like to
but-
go that far to the left, but there was nothing spawning on the other side, so I was...
Yeah. So this is fine.
Oh, it's
It's
trolling.
jumping around and being kind of annoying, but there's a throw window, so we're good to go.
Vulpix is usually aggressive towards me whenever I try to catch it. So I usually just wait.
So we're hitting level 18 on Eevee. That's pretty nice. At level 16, Bellsprout starts learning moves. Here it's going to learn Sleep Powder. The next 2 levels it's also going to learn stuff. And we're going to continue our way down. See if anything wants to spawn. And it looks like the answer to that question is a no. And, oh yeah, those 2 trainers technically aren't mandatory.
Yeah, their vision. There's like a tiny space in their vision where you can get through in between them, and it's kind of a tough skip. It's usually like if you feel like you're not
easier
gonna
than
make
it
it.
actually is.
Yeah, if you feel like you're not gonna make it, you got it, and then if you're super confident, you miss it every time. So this shop is basically just routed around, like we talked about earlier, setting up the menu in a way that makes it really, really easy to get to our X items in battles.
So we're going to be getting some X attacks in X special attacks as well. We're also going to be grabbing a bunch of other items, these leers. This one repel is just kind of useful as a backup for various spawn shenanigans. And then we're going to get the X specials now. As well as this one guard spec here. And we end on an error 404 in our money, so that doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah. Depends on how many Pokeballs you were able to sell.
Yeah. Those Pokeballs are worth money, so the fewer that we have to waste, the better. Not just because of the time, but also because of the money we can get out of it. There's enough leeway where it doesn't really matter, though, so... We're on to the boat. We're going to see this rival here. It's going to talk to us. We're also going to see Blue. We're going to see the rival again later on the boat. How it works, I don't know, but that's okay.
We're also going to get the replacement for HMs. I think we're getting the first one on the boat after the rival fight. I can't remember what it's called. I usually just call it Cuddy Cut. But this game doesn't have HMs like the previous games. It just gives our Eevee abilities, and Eevee's going to be with us the whole time. Even when we take it out of the party, it's still going to be sitting on our hat. So it can use all these abilities throughout the whole game.
Yeah. So we don't
That
have to catch any
sounds-
pokes to just stuff a bunch of HM moves onto, like a lot of other runs would.
Yeah.
Eevee does the job for us without even taking up move slots. And we're gonna double up here on the rival, because this Pidgeotto is annoying if you give it a turn.
Body cut sounds extremely wrong. What?
Oh,
My special
no.
attack. I
What?
just acid or something. And just hope you hit. I don't know. Actually, okay, you're good.
That's good.
We use sand attack.
Oh
Oh wait, because I missed the range. Okay, I thought it.
The sand attack went on to Bellsprout, so you're good, by the way.
Yeah, okay. I was just confused for a second. Because I don't know, I thought I saw sand attack first. And I outspeeded. But I guess it was afterwards, after the buzzer.
Normally you're a higher level at this point,
Yeah,
but
18 is really...
when you don't get anything on Route 6, this kind of happens.
Yeah.
But 18 is usually fine. I guess, like, in terms of hitting the range, it's not fine because you're minus special. And we don't really run minus special.
Yeah, minus special kind of presents some like really obnoxious things that you just don't ever see if you don't run it.
But that's the rifle. Body cut sounds extremely wrong. But I don't know what
Yeah, it
it's
does. I
called.
can't remember what it's called either.
And we're gonna learn the name with
Yeah.
everybody, I guess. Chop
There you
down.
go.
Chop down, right?
Yeah,
okay.
it's cutty cut to me.
Yeah.
We're gonna use it to cut bushes.
Where do you get the light, like the flash HM stand-in from in this game?
Probably the same place that you get it in like Gen 1, which
Oh, was it in
is,
Gen 1?
to say the least, way too far out of the way for us.
Isn't it like on the other side of Diglett Cave? Like
Yeah.
That sounds
That's
right. Oh
one
yeah,
thing
yeah.
else.
You go through Diglett Cave and there's a house
basically
down there,
near.
right?
So
So yeah, we're not actually going to have that move. So Rock Tunnel is a dark cave. It's going to be very hard to see in it. I say, trying not to laugh.
But this game is basically like, it's pretty much exactly the Gen 1 games. Like everything is in, all like the important stuff is in pretty much the exact same location it was
So
in Gen 1.
gonna line up with the center tile to just kind of pass the trainers. Nice.
Any Jigglypuffs on the way back?
Abras?
this skip is usually easier than the one on the way down.
Yeah.
It's usually easier
Most
to line up.
people say going up is easier. But either way, we're heading back to Cerulean. We're not actually going to go into the city. We're just going to go into the route east of it. And do some more fights. Going to see Bellsprout for one more time. Actually, no, we're not. Because we're playing Eevee.
Well, I think yeah. There's. Wait, do we ever see? No, we don't see Bellsprout again, right?
We shouldn't, but there is a chance.
There, yeah.
Yeah, we
minus
shouldn't.
minus special attack makes it a little bit sketchy.
Oh, actually, the Sandshrew might be a range.
Either way, we're going to do this nice little menu. Bellsprout hasn't evolved yet, so we're not going to deposit it, but we don't need the Vulpix. We can't evolve it for the time being, and we don't necessarily even want to.
Forgot what I had.
So I'm just gonna
Yeah, you can
menu.
get a
Put on the
you can get a Firestone later and evolve the Vulpix, but it's kind of treated as a backup just in case.
Yeah,
Although it is
there's
planned.
plenty of ways to get one Pokemon, and evolving Vulpix is one of them. And here's our little Eevee versus Eevee action. Eevee does have Sand Attack, so we're just going to guard spec to make sure that doesn't bother us at all.
Yeah, and now that we've used the guard spec, the menu is set up perfectly so that our X special attack and X attacks are one directional input away from each other.
And with that, the Gloom
I wonder
is...
if I choose the Sentry.
I would just go for the range. It's fine.
Maybe. I
Trust.
might 2C the Eradicate, but I don't know.
Trust.
I mean, maybe I just 2C if it goes wrong. And then heal and whatnot.
Just crit. It's going to be easy.
Yeah.
This Sandshrew is going to be interesting. It also has Sand Attack, I think.
Yeah, that's the problem. So if you don't hit the range, we can get sanded. Sucks. Especially because the Eradicate also does a lot of damage. Just the second poke.
Yeah, this Eradicate I've died to from full HP before.
Yeah, it's really sketchy sometimes. It feels really bad.
So let's see what happens.
Okay.
See it! And you crit!
Nice.
You called it.
Easy game. Yeah, and with that, we get back up to full HP on that with the bouncy bubble.
And now we're going to see this Eradicate. I'm going to paralyze it to outspeed it and also give a chance to just not let it take turns.
And these are the last two headbutts saved specifically for this Eradicate.
And with
You can
that, we're
two-shot
done.
it if you have really good attack.
We're going to be doing a nice little catching section here, and then we'll get a free heal, so we're going to get all our headbutts back. But first we're going to see what spawns show up.
Yeah, I really need like a decent Route 10 and Rock Tunnel because our Route 6 was pretty bad.
Yeah, so Route
The
10
ghost-
is the beginning of the first big catching section, and it's going to kind of determine what the catch route is going to be for the rest of the game.
That's not bad.
No.
Okay, the rats are kind of annoying, but
Yeah.
running into a rat by accident does get rid of it, so there's a chance for more stuff to spawn. You can only see 4 spawns on the screen at a time on this route, so there's 3 right there. This Nidoran female is one of the good ones, as you can catch it and evolve it into Nidorina, and then
can only see
if you
4.
want, you can Moonstone it.
And we generally wait for the 4 to show up because if you catch something, you start a chain, which means that in this case, Nidoran is now more likely to appear. So we generally wait for all 4 to spawn.
Specifically, it's 5% more likely to show up, which seems like not very much, but it can easily become a problem.
Yeah. So Krabby's a nice catch to get when it's not attacking you, but at least it's not
Or
hopping
moving
around. So.
Yeah, hopping around is bad.
Krabby does take a while to evolve, but it is worth evolving.
Krabby is usually treated as a bonus, but
Yeah, it's
this
not
case, it's
common to get.
Yeah, so most things here will evolve in one level. The Krabby, not Nidoran, Krabby, Cubone, and Machop, and Mount Moon, and Rock Tunnel will all take 4 levels.
Yeah, so you're gonna see Krabby, Machop, and Cubone often evolve around the same time, and we're gonna get some male Nidos, so that's really good.
That would be nice to see a Spearow, but sometimes
Yeah.
it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, Spearow just
Or
doesn't
Big Rat.
like showing up on this route.
Or Big Rat would be fantastic.
I mean, Big Rat we can get later,
Eradicate is really nice to get now, just to get the Eevee experience right now, but
especially because we're not really that
it
good on
doesn't
experience
happen
right
all the time. Honestly, I'd consider just like coming back to the route after the fight.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like your catches kind of suck, but yeah, like usually you don't go back to routes, but in this case, because we're in a
Back there.
marathon and because of how bad these catch spawns have been, Furyst might, and there's a chance
Yeah.
for stuff to respawn.
Yeah, going into this cutscene despawns everything that was previously there.
Yeah.
There's also a thing Furyst did. I don't think we talked about it yet, but the second controller, the second player, if that's out when you come into a fight like this, it will trigger it to be a 2-player fight, and you can't get out of it. You're stuck with it being a 2-controller fight until the end of the fight. So you always want to get rid of that second controller before coming into something like this, if you don't want the second controller to be there, because it's always slower.
Yeah, sometimes we're going to use it for safety, sometimes we'll use it for like actually faster fights, but sometimes they're just not helpful, like here. But this Raticate is doing a decent dent to Eevee right now.
Oh my god.
So this is one that is generally okay to get a 2-shot on, but since I have pretty bad catches, I'm kind of low on EXP, so this was a lot tougher to hit as a 2-shot.
Yeah. So we're gonna be at 8 HP for the time being. You technically do recover a little bit of HP as you level up from catches, but it's not going to be nearly enough for the HP to be helpful.
Spearow,
but
nice.
Spearow is helpful, so we're going to catch it.
So this is actually one of the easiest catches, because usually you can just YOLO, and it's almost guaranteed to get an excellent, because Spearow doesn't usually do anything in the beginning.
Yeah, it can attack, but it's not nearly common enough to justify waiting, so you just kind of go for it. Get this Nidorina here, and yeah, we're good to go. Normally you want Bellsprout evolved on this route, but it looks like we're not going to get that unless we get a Eradicate.
Yeah,
Which
Eradicate
there
would
is
be
still a
really
chance.
nice. But
Going
other than
into-
that, I mean, you kind of got everything.
Going into Rock Tunnel with this number of catches is actually pretty decent,
Yeah,
even with like a
getting
less than
basically
desirable Route
everything on
6.
this route is good. Fixes a lot. See if Eradicate shows up,
No.
and sure enough, it does not. We're going to cut this bush and head into Rock Tunnel. Also, there's some great balls we can just grab right here. Oh no, we can't see. What are we gonna do, guys? Oh no, we didn't get flash. So this is what a dark tunnel looks like in this game. As you can see, it's not exactly all that dark.
Yeah, if you have like a vague idea of where to go, it's very easy to get around.
So normally I wouldn't like to do this menu just yet, because I don't have a lot of stuff to deposit, but I have to heal anyway. Because I got just obliterated by the Eradicate earlier, and this next fight is not going to be a one-shot.
Normally we want a Moonstone Jigglypuff because it doesn't actually learn a move after the evolution, but we don't exactly have a Jigglypuff for that, so we're just gonna give it to Nidorina. And then we're gonna heal.
Yeah, and a big part of this run is planning when to do your menus, when to take things out of the party and put them back into the party. It can be a little bit challenging to like get your head wrapped around, like waiting to take things out of the party and to heal and do all that stuff. But once you like kind of figure it out, the run becomes very, very easy to, becomes very accessible.
Yeah.
So this one can be a one-shot if you have decent special. This one was never going to be, so I went for Headbutt first, just in case I got a flinch. Which didn't happen, but that's fine.
So there's a Machamp. And it immediately attacks, which is kind of annoying. It can be a bit of an active poke, whether it jumps, attacks, but usually it kind of stands still to just get that first cycle throw. But not in this case, so I'm just gonna drop a little bit of EXP and that's okay. And there's a good spawn.
Great. So this we really want because we can ride it as soon as we have it and get a little bit more speed.
Yeah.
And also the experience is pretty good too.
Ride pokes, again, give you some sort of value, whether it's speed or entertainment. Rhyhorn gives you a little bit of speed, actually. Most ride pokes give you just entertainment. But this one's going to actually speed us up a little bit, and we're going to get some evolutions out of it too, so that's pretty good. So we can menu it in immediately, and also get rid of Weepinbell and Nidorino.
Yeah, so having it as a ride Pokemon, it's going to take up a spot in the party. So you're going to have one less space to keep things in the party to get their levels and evolutions. But the benefits of having it far outweighs how much time it's going to take to get all the Pokemon you need.
Yeah. So we're going to be seeing party space become a lot tighter as we go. We're going to have to actually bring in the Rhyhorn because we already had a full party catching it. And then this is... Here we go.
Oh, and a Zubat ready to go?
And a Zubat.
Let's get that.
Zubat is glowing, but the experience doesn't really matter because it's hard to catch. And hard to hit the circle and get any experience out of it.
You mean I
but
just got a great...
it's got a great throw.
It's also just not a lot of experience anyway for a Zubat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is why I'm catching it, by the way. Probably not going to give me any extra level. And it gets me
Oh,
Furo, which is really
Furo,
nice, so now I
nice.
can deposit.
So, our party's going to be Eevee, Rhyhorn, Krabby, Zubat, and then Machop. Which is standard party for this stage of the game, because Machop and Krabby take a while to evolve. We need to be Eevee fights. We're going to be riding Rhyhorn. Zubat, that'll evolve pretty quickly, so it'll be out of our party before you even know it.
Do you think we're going to see
Actually, it might. I sure hope we do. It's definitely my favorite of the spawns you don't typically see.
Can ride that instead.
Ooh,
Whatever.
I like that.
I had to go here anyway. So you want to put it in slot 2. You want to make sure you ride it.
And as
That's
you
not what
see,
you want.
we're going a little faster now, and also running into another Rhyhorn.
Yeah, that's the kind of downside about having ride Pokemon, is that it's harder to not run into things that spawn right in front of you.
We're going to keep the lure up until we're really satisfied with our catches. And one way to be satisfied with your catches is to get a Graveler. Graveler gives a lot of experience. Not having it glow is kind of annoying, but still a good chunk of experience. Still
Yeah,
definitely
and
worth getting. With Raspberry, it's a guaranteed catch.
And with this, that's pretty much everything we want in Rock Tunnel. There's also a Cubone if that spawns. We want to get that too. If it doesn't spawn, it has a chance to spawn in Pokemon Tower. And it'll be one level away from evolving, which is really nice, but it's incredibly rare to spawn there.
Yeah. You can also get Charmander as a rare spawn, as we've said before. And you can
That's
also get
fantastic.
Kangaskhan, or if you want a ride that gives you entertainment value.
Yeah, so catching Charmander on Route 3 and 4 would be a really low level, but catching it here, it would be level like 24, so it'll evolve in one level as well.
Yeah.
But it's so rare. It's like a 0.5% as well.
Speaking
Hey,
of Kangaskhan,
Kangaskhan.
this fight has a Kangaskhan. It has Fake Out, so we're just going to set up instead of using a move turn 1. And we're going to crit the Kangaskhan for good measure, I guess. I'm burning it just to make sure it doesn't hit too hard, because it does have, like, Comet Punch, and that does a decent chunk of damage, so I'm just gonna burn it, and then we're gonna move on to through the rest of Rock Tunnel. Little rotator there. This spinner here can look up or down, so just kind of usually doesn't spin as you pass it, but you don't want to find out the hard way that it can. Lots of gold bats.
So it is slightly faster to let things evolve rather than catching them. So if we caught that Golbat there, it would have been maybe like 10 seconds slower than letting Zubat evolve.
So we're gonna burn this Machop so it doesn't just one-shot us with Brick Break. And then we're gonna heal all our HP back up anyway, so it's okay. At least I'm assuming we will. I don't think minus special attack is not something I'm familiar with.
Well, it should be a one-shot.
It should just kill.
But
Yeah.
barely.
Oh, close. I usually bouncy bubble the Machop as well.
Yeah.
So you can at level 25. It's
Scissor
usually
Slide
pretty
is-
reasonable, but I wasn't at level 25 yet.
With this Eevee and experience, definitely not. So
Yeah.
makes sense. Still not seeing a Cubone.
Yeah.
At this point, we're probably just not going to see it, but there is some time for it to spawn.
The catches are probably okay enough at this point to do without
My
it.
problem is the XP. Right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
your
really low on
experience isn't
XP.
just. It's just not going to get better at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cubone doesn't do a lot for experience either.
So that flamethrower can burn as well, which is really annoying.
But there's the Golbat evolution. So it learns a move on level up and also after evolution. So we're going to be seeing Golbat trying to learn a move soon. This Kadabra can be really scary at times, but not getting confused makes it a lot easier.
You can plan the Zubat really like specifically to wait to catch it until after the lure runs out. And so that way it'll be a lower level. It won't learn a move when it levels up, and it won't learn a move when it evolves. But that's not super consistent to go for.
Or you can just do the entire rock tunnel without a lure like you did once.
That worked out surprisingly, but
Or yeah, you
I
can
wouldn't-
also
I
just
wouldn't
get
recommend
Zubat in Pokemon Tower. It's just like Cubone, hard to
oh
get.
yeah, it's also very rare.
Just anything in Pokemon Tower is hard to get in general.
Cubone's also really hard to see here because it's so dark. So it's possible one could have shown up and we just didn't even see it.
Onyx has shown up. Still choosing not to catch it. I mean, Cubone, it's small, but like it'll just register as like a dark dot in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere. So,
I
so it's
don't
still
know.
easy.
I
to
usually,
spell.
for me, it's usually fine actually.
If
He's
it's
the
close
last
to me, I don't have a
Pokemon
problem. But if
maybe.
it's like towards the edge of the screen, I might miss it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna be using this fight to heal back to full. Or close to full. I don't actually remember how much HP this fight
This
gives you.
should get full.
Yeah.
We're so bad on
For
experience.
this fight, it definitely will be full.
Yeah, so Bouncy Bubble is fantastic because it just like it sets us up to not have to go into the bag and use super potions. Was
Yeah,
that full?
Eevee loses a lot more HP
Oh, yeah.
throughout the run than Pikachu does, but it also can just gain it back with Bouncy Bubble. So it kind of
Oh.
evens out.
Okay,
Oh,
that works.
Oh, it's gonna be low though because the lure ran out.
No, I lured it.
No, you reapply.
Oh, you lured again? Oh, great.
And typically you don't reapply a small stretch of rock tunnel
Yeah,
here, but
that was a mistake actually,
Yes,
but
it
it
worked.
worked out.
That worked out.
I'm going to call that calculated.
Yeah.
And look
So
at that, Miss Chop's going to learn move
30?
before we leave the tunnel.
If I
30
got
or
the
31
excellence-
coming out of tunnel is fantastic.
Yeah, if I got the
And
excellent,
out of
I would've-
116?
Yeah, the problem is I'm still like really low leveled.
Yeah,
that's
the
true.
experience
That's
is
gonna be an
bad,
issue.
but it's okay.
I don't know if this PG auto is a range.
Oh, it definitely will be.
Yeah. I assume it will be.
I think you're pretty fast though, so you might outspeed it.
You should outspeed
I
it.
should
yes.
outspeed it. The problem is it's a range, so it can still go
Yeah.
for sand attack, which is what happened on Rebel 3.
Just have it go onto Rhyhorn. So we might be using Rhyhorn for actual moves here in this fight. We might not. We'll see what happens. This fight can go all sorts of ways when you're not guaranteed to kill stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity to improvise here.
And boy, oh boy, we are not guaranteed to kill stuff on this fight.
I'm just waiting for Jesse and James in the hideout. Hopefully that goes well.
Please kill. Okay,
Nice.
should be fine.
So now the rival has the opportunity to send out either Gloom or Raichu. I'm not sure what determines that, but you guys might know. But the strats are a little bit different depending on which one he sends out.
I don't know what determines it, but I almost always see Raichu, so I don't really care. It's probably just whoever the rival's targeting. And in my experience, it's just usually targeting Eevee. So here's the Raichu, and there's a couple of ways to kill it. Here we're going to go for the safest way of doing it, and that's just going to +4 and attacking.
I would like to save X attacks. But I mean, I'm not gonna
And
have.
buy more if you need to.
Yeah, but
Nah.
I'm not gonna have double edge anyway.
Yeah.
It's not in time for it to matter. So it's whatever.
So we're gonna see some ghosts.
Oh.
Oh, are you being spooked out or something? I don't know.
Happy Halloween.
Oh yeah, it is October.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 'Tis the season.
So here's this Cubone. We don't really know why it's upset, but it is, which makes others upset, such as me. But we're gonna be going through, and we're gonna be doing some fights. This next fight usually is boring, but can be really funny.
It has a very slim chance to one-shot you, and there's just nothing you can do about it.
So
And the slim chance is like 1 in a million.
I talked about rides having like entertainment value, and like I've basically been using it as my way of saying it's slow. Yeah, this fight has some entertainment value attached to it. Not much though. Here's Beauty Aubrey. Clefairy is a fun Pokemon. Both to catch.
It's funny
and-
because there's a lot of runs, a lot of Pokemon speed runs that have a Clefairy
Oh, Reflect.
metronome.
Okay, that one actually does matter. Okay,
I
never
gotta
mind.
put it.
So it
Yeah,
so it uses
metronome-
metronome, which lets it use like any move pretty much. I think drill run there, which is not 100%
Horn
accurate.
drill.
Horn drill, yeah, which is not 100% accurate. So it has to roll horn drill, and then it has to actually hit you, and you just die if that happens. And it's really upsetting. But it's so unlikely.
Yeah, my most interesting metronome roll is probably Roar. I
Oh
think
wow.
it dragged out
Okay.
Machop.
Yeah, I've had Whirlwind.
I had a horn drill again in a bootleg Ash the other day, and it missed.
Oh,
But typically you get really boring moves. Like I feel like my most common move is like Scratch, maybe. But also in Pika, you just don't fight. You don't actually get metronome because you just one shot the Clefairy. Another reason why Pikachu is better.
So here we're gonna get our last special move. Glitzy Glow. I think it's Psychic, right?
Yeah. It's a Psychic type move, and it sets up Light Screen, which actually does kind of help. And we're also gonna go talk to this channeler.
Oh, you got it.
And we're gonna flowers and wither some flowers actually. But no, the real reason is it gives you a synchronized nature for the rest of whatever switch day you're on. And at this point, we kind of have like 22 or 23 hours left on the switch day, so anything we catch from here on out will be modest.
I don't even know what strat to do here. It's been so long
I would
since I've...
I would 2-controller it.
Okay.
But I don't know. Anytime Eevee feels bad to me, I just 2-controller
while you're at it. Or
Sorry?
okay, maybe not.
I 2-controller, headbutt, and drill
I
run.
completely forgot about this.
And that usually just takes it out.
Headbutt and what? Sorry?
Headbutt and drill run.
Okay.
That usually does it. I don't know how consistent it is, but
Guess we're gonna find out right now.
yeah.
It's probably fine. Well,
Oh, bite is
we're
like
gonna find out
really.
right now.
That's okay though.
That's not too bad, to be honest.
This turn you can heal on, so it's fine.
Yeah, this Raticate can just wipe you out, so it's not too bad.
I would rather heal later.
Yeah, having it use bite and target the
outspeeds.
Rhyhorn is really nice, actually.
This entire hideout is just gonna be interesting because it's been so long since I don't have since I don't have double edge.
Yeah, this hideout can go really poorly without double edge.
I guess
it
this
can
is
also go really
1C,
poorly
right?
with double edge, but this is, oh my gosh, I have the notes open.
Yeah, this
I don't know where it is.
was the
Yeah,
turn
it's
says.
controller.
No.
And you're full health, right? So it should be good.
Yeah, the only
You're-
problem
you're
with
gonna
this
be
is
fine.
we can get hypnosis, I guess. Very nice.
Oh, there's
Nice.
a hypnosis miss, so that's pretty good. And now we're gonna hit level
Not
27.
even. Still 27. This is so bad.
This is so underleveled, but that's okay. Normally,
it's doable.
you hit 28 in Hideout. In this case, I don't think we will.
Not
I'm
really
pretty
sure
sure
what
you
I'm gonna
don't
do on the next one.
Experience from fights.
Maybe 2C.
You should. I would 2C this because of your
Yeah.
minus special. At least that's what I have in my notes. I don't. That's what I would do. But
2C and what?
Rattata, Bouncy Bubble, X special.
Yeah.
And
I'll do
then
that. The only thing is I
Voltorb.
minus special, but I assume it's fine.
and Voltorb, Bouncy Bubble, Drill Run.
Yeah. The thing is, like, we're not even that bad in terms of. I feel like the big catches also didn't give that much EXP.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, you
It's like
just didn't
even
get
the Graveler-
anything really lucky on the catches. Like, Graveler not glowing. Let's see. Rhyhorn's not actually all that much unless you get, like, a supersized Rhyhorn.
Yeah, and so this is where like having Eradicate before Rock Tunnel would have been really nice because it would have got us really close to 28, if not there already.
Yeah, it'd be a lot closer. It wouldn't quite be 28, but it would be a whole lot more comfortable.
If it was glowing, it probably would have been 28.
Yeah, probably. But here's a nice little... Oh, hey, yeah, this is the key, but you're gonna have to fight me or something.
I could have 2C this.
This is fine. You can one controller it. It'll be perfectly okay.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
We're getting a lot of weird crits.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of crits on
The
this
game
gun.
is on your side right now.
Why have good special attack when you can just crit?
Yeah, you can just crit. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the Rhyhorn strat. I have 3x attacks and I have to save one for Giovanni, so I can only use 2. But 2 is usually fine for strat. So normally, basically, the next fight is Jesse and James again. The normal strat would be to make use of the Eevee, but this requires having like decent special attack to have a good fight, because you're going to be using Glitzy Glow. But since we are with bad special and our Rhyhorn is decently leveled at this point, we can just use Rhyhorn instead with Drill Run, and basically rely on Axe attacks and whatnot.
Yeah, even with the regular like good stats, like not minus special, the fight can still go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
So Rhyhorn, like you can just get unlucky and just kill your run there.
It's been
so.
a long time since I've done the normal strat. Like
Yeah,
Rhyhorn
Rhyhorn
basically
just
became
makes
the
it
normal
easy.
strat for me because it generally guarantees 2 shots much more consistently. I think I need to heal Rhyhorn, right?
Probably.
I think it's still hurt.
Yeah, heal them both
is.
if you need to.
Oh yeah, nice, good catch.
Having 9 super potions left right here is really nice, though.
I completely forgot the Cubone. That's fine.
Oh, it's the
Nah, that's
Cubone.
okay, you'll
So
have time.
Cubone's just gonna be along for the ride for quite a while.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a
I'll
while
until
before
mention.
it hits 28, so it's gonna be in the party for a long time. And that's okay.
So most of the experience we get is generally going to be from catches. So the trainer fights are not really going to give you that much EXP compared to catches.
Yeah, but even with catches, it's gonna take a while to get Cubone to 28, so it's gonna be sticking around for a lot of fights.
Yeah.
And
There are multiple ways to do this puzzle,
fine.
I think.
And the spin tile puzzle, oh my gosh. These elevators are going to be fun to enter. If you don't enter them at the right angle, the game's going to correct you before you go in. So.
Oh, really? I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Or I've never paid
Yeah.
attention to it, I guess.
There's
So-
elevator tech.
This will again force a 2-controller fight. Every Jesse and James fight is the same way.
Not 2-controller, but 2-player.
Oh, 2-player fight.
Or-
Yeah, it's 1
no,
controller
2-power,
forced.
Double, whatever, I don't know.
Which is confusing, especially when you're learning the run. Because some fights are double
Yeah.
fights and you only use 1 controller, and others you actually.
You don't want to have your second controller out when you enter Jesse and James, not just because you might accidentally confuse yourself, but also because, what is it? You're going to be...
Okay.
Okay, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, that's
Okay, that's
oh,
awful.
No. Oh my
Guess I just
god.
heal.
So sometimes you just get a really bad first turn.
Yeah, this fight is
That was
rough.
insane.
So yeah, even with a good Eevee, like stuff like that just happens.
Okay, at
And
least
you
we got
just
rid
can't
of
do
it.
anything about it.
Looks like we're going to be losing Eevee for this fight,
Yeah.
but that's okay. Didn't need it.
Yeah, we have revives. And we'll save an antidote because it died.
Oh yes, that's true too. So, Krabby gets its moment to shine, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
That's
Oh,
not
Goodbye,
my Krabby.
Krabby.
It's fine. It will be revived automatically.
Yeah.
Because we have a heal.
This
pattern.
Rhyhorn's actually pretty good to get the one shot on Wheezing. Yeah, that's actually a really good attack.
Yeah.
I think we saw it earlier in the run, but I just didn't register that.
So we do have
That's-
to revive. We always have 3 revives, so it's usually fine if you die every now and then, although it's not that common.
Yeah,
Yeah,
deaths
that's
are
the first.
usually hard to come by.
That's the first really scary Jesse and James fight. There's one more coming up in a few minutes. That's also pretty scary.
And
that you can just get
It's a
unlucky
whole lot
on.
worse than this
It's
one
basically
here.
the same
Yeah.
thing, sort of. But you can't use the Rhyhorn strats, so it's gonna be quite interesting.
And this one, we want it to be a 2-controller fight, so he had to call in the second player to make sure it starts. You can call the second player after the fight starts, but it's much slower to do so.
Oh my gosh, that's such a
So
weak
bad.
roll from Quincy Glow.
Good lord. That is some very nice special attack. Jeez. I wonder if there's a world where this can be a 3-shot. With that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think. Here I'm
Special
hoping it
again.
doesn't target Eevee. It is gonna outspeed us. Okay,
Okay,
nice.
there we go. And yeah.
Still
Yeah.
not okay. That's interesting. Whatever.
Yeah, you can just kind of click a move.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
this point, we don't need Rhyhorn anymore
Yeah.
for this
So what we
section.
really
Rhyhorn's
wanted
fine.
was to have full health on Eevee
It
because we
died
need
fewer
full health
times
for
than
it.
Eevee did, so I think that's a pretty good job there.
Hey, double edge.
Oh,
Right on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should
We
have just
can-
done the.
sometimes use it on Giovanni, but almost never.
Yeah, we should have done the crazy strat.
And Eevee's at full HP, and we're going to be making use of every single one of that 80 HP that it's at right now.
Yeah. This fight can be bad. If you're minus defense, you're kind of like guaranteed to need to heal in this fight. But we're going to start out with using Next Attack and then burning the Persian so it does less damage.
Yeah. Also fakes out turn 1, so we're just going to have to deal with it. Turn. And then time to burn.
Also, not guaranteed to go.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Turn 1. And go for slash.
Okay, this is fine though, because we can heal here and then.
Yeah, no, this is
Now
this
it's not
is
going to do nearly as much
gonna
damage.
win fight anyways. And
Even
Eevee's
if
going
it
to turn
crits.
around and thank you for the super potion.
Yes.
Ah, yes,
Hi,
this
Eevee.
Eevee
We're
is
actually so under leveled
Oh,
that we needed
okay,
the burn
nice.
to kill it.
I mean, you can just headbutt in that case, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Like
so this
here,
game does
it's
this weird
fine.
thing where if you burn something or paralyze something, the game takes forever to like actually get through the turn. And I don't know why. It's just really slow. Like
By the way, I'm pretty sure that was also a range on Rhyhorn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one actually was a range
And I'm pretty
there.
sure it's pretty bad if you miss it. That's okay, we hit.
But we got the range and we got the Silph Scope, so we're ready to go on to Pokemon Tower.
All things considered, not that bad of a hideout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Considering
not bad.
we didn't have
Especially,
double
like,
edge, we were under leveled, we were minus special.
you have,
we
like,
got in-
Actually,
Incredibly
I
unlucky.
think dying does make this a pretty bad hideout. But
I mean, but it could be a lot worse, I would say.
You didn't
yeah,
have
for
to
sure.
heal very much either. Like you got a lot of super potions left still.
yeah, you usually have a lot if you're not using double edge. Even with double edge, you can sometimes just kill things so fast that you barely take damage outside of recoil.
Pick up these Ultra
okay.
Balls. I don't think we ever buy Ultra Balls. We're never able to.
Yeah, you're not able to. You have to fight 2 more gyms to get it if you want them, but it's just not worth fighting gyms until we're basically done with catches.
Yeah, we don't need that many catches that we need Ultra Balls for, so the amount that we pick up along the way is pretty much going to have us covered.
Yeah, those Ultra Balls are kind of like a bonus that you can sometimes get. I don't want to take any chances, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get them. 'Cause I certainly forgot to get them on the last run, and it was interesting. I did not lure. Do you guys
It's
lure?
fine. I usually do.
And
I
learning
never
is
lure.
overrated for this tower.
I never lure here.
Yeah, I never do either.
Yeah, so we want a Ghastly here, and Ghastly is just like the layout of this place is so weird that sometimes things just don't spawn, even if you lure. And it seems like if you don't lure, things are more likely to spawn for some reason. But who knows? Pokemon is just gonna be Pokemon.
Yeah, sounds about right. Oh yeah, it's time to use our self scope and see what's been hiding.
I love that it's
Oh,
like we can
gosh.
see all the ghosts now, and then you like never see one again.
True. Oh,
Are you gonna go for
that's
it?
too far. I'm just
Okay,
gonna-
all right.
Especially because like Krabby is dead. I want to see if I can get one after the heal pack.
Oh, to get the
I
experience.
think it won't matter if you get the ghastly experience on it or not.
Krabby will evolve, I think.
No,
And then I
think
can
it's
deposit
too
it.
far.
It's 27 right now, so might
I think it
evolve.
was like a low 27 though, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. Either way, you're heading there anyway, so it's fine. Oh, you got the range.
One
I don't know if
shot.
it's actually a range here, because you've
It's
been
not.
getting special attack AVs. So we're going to take the heal pad and get another ghastly.
This is a great spawn rate right now.
Yeah. Sometimes you go the entire thing.
Imagine
without
if you get
seeing-
a Cubone.
That would be bad because I don't have, because I already have one. But yeah,
Oh wait, yeah, right. Completely forgot.
I was too late.
So Ghastly likes to float around on the screen a lot, so we use
That's
the,
fine.
the nab berry there to stop it from moving.
Yeah, and then an Adberry also like makes the circle go slower,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I was
It doesn't
expecting
always
there,
go
and it took a
quickly,
while,
but
so
usually
I
does.
went too late.
Alright, it's time to get a Golbat and a Haunter. Spinners take forever to spin, but they can just not like spinning in good directions, and it can be kind of annoying.
Yeah, that one wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
This Haunter's basically the exact same fight as the last one. There's going to be a few
This
more
one
Ultra
has
Balls.
Sucker Punch, and it will always go for Sucker Punch.
Oh, does the other one not have Sucker Punch?
I think they
Uh,
both do,
But
but
this one is guaranteed to go for it, I think.
Okay.
yeah, it basically always does.
That's why I always see it.
So here's another little stack of Ultra Balls here. That's really quick to get, so just gonna grab it and get the saddest cutscene. Oh, and a
Oh,
Haunter.
Haunter.
Around.
Yeah, Hunter is huge.
It's
This
a
is-
bad catch,
Yeah.
but it's really funny to see it.
This bit is weird because it's like two cutscenes in one. One of them you can't skip, and the other one you can skip. I don't really know why they did it that way, but I don't know. They make choices over there
Oh yeah.
at Game Freak.
I have a feeling we're gonna one-shot the ARPA.
Okay.
I mean, it's
You
what's
got this.
been happening this run.
It's an
We've
easy
been-
game.
We've been getting like
It really
so
is.
many weird crits. It would be nice. So yeah, this fight is basically very similar to the one in Hideout. They're just higher level, I guess. But you can't use the Rhyhorn strats here.
In the notes for this, it literally says "Do not get unlucky." That's how this fight goes.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed which pokes Jesse and James are going to target, and you just don't want them to target Eevee 4 times in a row.
They could both target the first turn and just take it out.
This is
one.
also awful.
That's a bad start.
Yeah.
Normally you don't actually get paralyzed if you're not faster, but
Okay, that's better. Not
Okay.
okay.
goodbye to the Rhyhorn.
I'm just gonna stop talking.
Have you gotten any turnarounds yet? Oh yeah, there's one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's been getting it for a bit now.
I'm blind to them at this point.
I would have sent Machop, or no, Cubone instead of Machop, but it's okay.
Oh.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
this is bad.
I mean, I just revived it. I believe Eevee died twice.
Alright, so that's annoying.
Okay, we don't need
But,
Eevee anymore after
not
this
too long
fight. We
left
just have
in
to make
Shine.
Yeah, it's actually kind of bad that it dies on literally the last fight.
Yeah, it's like the hardest fight in the game, pretty much, and we just need Eevee to just
think I
make
just-
it through it.
Oh, I can't. I have to like.
Oh, you have to two-turn it?
I thought I could like. Well, I mean, I didn't check. Guess I could have. Right. I think I'll go for like healing first, just in case I get really unlucky. Such a weird fight.
You can always run back down to the healing pad. Oh, never mind. It takes you out of the tower
Uh,
after this.
Whatever. Kind of sucks
Even
because
when it's
all
not
these
out,
folks
it's
are
still
dying.
giving you turnaround. Well, not the actual turnaround, but
The text box, yeah.
this is chaotic. And
This is
kinda
easily the worst fight I've ever had here. Like,
rough. But we're through now.
Yeah,
finally.
it can just happen.
I'm also not gonna use them. No point in using another one.
Yeah, you can.
That's
It's
over.
it's really weird, but you do have enough pokes to just go fight the Snorlax and catch stuff, anyways.
One thing, I have a few pokes that are dead now.
I guess you could just deposit everything and then just bring it back out right as you finish, as right into like Mansion, so you can just
that-
revive it with the heal bed. Or you can just have them soak self experience. That actually might be enough. Like you can just deposit it if you want.
Was it everything?
So yeah, this normally doesn't happen.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Oh yeah, they only need one more level. You can definitely get them up later.
I think I'll just whatever.
Do they get their health back after being in the box?
No,
I honestly
they do not recover. They do not heal when you put them in the box, but if you bring them back out and like,
I don't want to test it, so I'll just
You
I'll
could
just heal at the
enter here.
Pokemon Center. Yeah.
yeah, you can do
Like
that.
this is, I'm getting
We got a chance.
more unlucky than I've ever been. I think.
Yeah, it can
on those
just it
fights.
just
This is-
happens, and there's just nothing you can do about it sometimes.
So I think I don't want to test it. But then something else happened. Let's do this.
But at this point, we're done with Eevee. Eevee can just go in the box, and it'll still sit on our head for the rest of the game for some reason, but it's actually living inside of the box forever now.
Yeah.
And we switched Ghastly over to slot 1 because it's really fast, and we're going to run from this Snorlax as soon as we get into the fight with it.
So, gonna play a catchy tune here and wake up Snorlax.
We are
Speaking of which,
masters
I
of the
believe there is a
Pokeflute.
Snorlax plush that you can get if you donate.
Actually, if it wasn't for those 2 Jesse and James fights, this would be on par with PB. It's not that bad. Obviously now it's awful. Yeah.
Still should be decently underestimated at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Still.
Estimate is like super.
Yeah, Estimate is
Super
really
comfortable.
generous.
So, here's Pokemon Road. There aren't bikes in this game, but there are ride Pokemon.
That's
And we're gonna try to upgrade our ride. And
There's
get
a
a
little
really
bit of
weird
cheese right
wear
there.
off.
If you get off the Rhyhorn, like if you squeeze between the ball and the fence, you get off the Rhyhorn, and you can avoid that trainer's eye line by going like sticking close to the fence and running down.
So here's a duck. We're gonna be catching it. It can evolve really fast as well, so we're pretty good. Are you gonna catch the Rapidash?
no. I'll just
No? Okay.
Ponyta. I actually need to
So, we
like
got
rethink
the-
my.
Choke. And then the next catch will get us Kingler. And depending on how much experience the next catch gets us, we might also get Hunter.
Is Rapidash a consistent catch?
It's not that bad.
I've never
I
gone
think
for it before.
you did okay with double Ultra and like Silveraz, but
Okay.
most people don't go for it.
Yeah,
for
it's like
obvious reasons.
It's a situational
bad
catch, I
catch.
guess. Like if you want to like even out your catches or
Oh wait, there's
or a
Ponyta.
Ponyta
I didn't
just
see it.
doesn't show up.
Yeah. So
So
here we do
Ponyta's
want...
a really good catch.
Yeah, Ponyta's fantastic. We want
And it's also pretty easy to get.
Doduo here as well. And if a Pidgey shows up, that's fantastic. It's not guaranteed to show up, but if a Pidgey spawns here and we catch it, it'll evolve into Pidgeotto in one level and then Pidgeot in one level.
So we got evolutions, and we can also bring in Ponyta into our party and just dump almost everything at this point. So we're doing pretty darn well on pokes.
Yeah, this has been, even with that like Route 6, this has been pretty decent on like spawns and catches.
Yeah.
Sometimes the game
I
will
think
just
it's mostly the experience, to be honest.
sometimes the game will just be really mean to you and not give you anything.
Yeah.
And you'll have to do like call some crazy audibles to
Especially
fix
in
it
Route
in the
10
late
and
game.
Rock Tunnel.
Yeah, you can get like nothing on Route 6, nothing in Route 10, and nothing in Rock Tunnel, and it's just like, what are you supposed to do at that point? Does Raticate spawn here as well?
Yeah. Actually, I'm
Yeah,
not
it
sure.
does.
Yeah, it does.
And it's time to do some hardcore menuing.
forgot Cubone was so low.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Rapid Dash is basically going to be alright for the rest of the game, and we're also going to use it for double battles. And in this case, since I used up all my X attacks, I'm also going to use it, like actively use it on one of the fights.
And it's much faster than Rhyhorn.
Oh yeah. Guess I'll just go for it.
All right. So
I
Pidgeotto.
prefer a PG,
It's
but
not
whatever.
a particularly
Oh, it's
bad
fine.
catch.
There's a Dodo
Yeah,
up
Dodo?
there. Yeah.
Well, okay. So everything that we really need is here.
There's a control
and
moment.
Throws are kind of not in. Oh my! Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Game, no.
Okay, the Nana Berry eventually wears off.
I didn't know it wears off.
All right, there we go.
Oh gosh, this game is
That's all
really
we
putting you
needed.
through it right now.
I don't know what happened. Yeah, this is not bad. I'm gonna net out again.
Yeah, that's the other thing about this game is that all the catches are, or this run, all the catches are done with motion controls, and
Okay, there
sometimes
we
you
go.
can just not connect correctly.
Sometimes, like, forward it's usually fine, but whenever you have to throw to the sides, sometimes the Joy-Cons just won't work.
Yeah.
But either way, there's our Pidgeotto.
And that's why we got the extra Ultra Balls. Because we wasted quite a few there.
This game just really doesn't want you to first ball anything,
Yeah.
which is actually kind of annoying because
Yeah, Dodo is pretty
having
consistent
only
first
2
throw.
ultras for the next route is a little sketchy. But it's also fine. Just looking at your catches, like you should be fine.
Like, Staryu is really the only thing.
Yeah.
I
As
think
long as
that
you
we
get
always
it within
crit.
2 balls, you're good.
How
That's
many
the
did
only...
I have? Was it 2 or 3?
2.
Okay.
And that's fine.
You only need those 2 catches, right? Just Starmie and Coughing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, so
It's only if
we're almost done
Staryu
with catches.
doesn't cooperate.
There's only one really bad catch left. And we're good to go.
And it's Mewtwo! Just kidding, it's not Mewtwo.
It's not Mewtwo. That'd be so bad.
The run would be an hour longer.
Gonna get this extra just in case motion controls. I assume with Silver Raz and Great, it's still relatively fine. I don't...
Yeah, no, Silver
Staryu.
Raz will be fine.
Yeah.
Like even if you miss the circle on Staryu, it
Yeah, my
probably
problem
will
is
get
if I
anyway.
actually ran out of Ultra Balls because of motion controls again.
So our next catch is going to be Staryu. It's a very important catch in Outrun. It's not. It is absolutely mandatory. You can't just skip it.
We're gonna get Swimmy Swim, which allows us to get on the water and catch Staryu.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Surfing Peak Eevee.
Hey, and the fossil in the water is always whichever one you didn't pick up in Mount Moon. So we got the Helix, so the dome fossil is the one in the water. And the other weird thing about spawns in this game is that water spawns only happen if you're in the water.
Yeah, which is pretty annoying, especially AOP. which
For
is
sure.
the category where you catch all Pokemon.
Will you catch a Tangela if you see it?
No way. Not with 2 Ultra Balls.
Tangela is huge. Tangela is like way bigger than I expected it to be.
Yeah, honestly. So it's time to surf down to Cinnabar Island and go get this Staryu. That's going to show up really soon.
Ah, no Tangelas anyway.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Would you look at that? Okay. So it's going to start hopping around and doing whatever the heck it wants.
Okay, that should be in.
And get in the ball.
That should be fine.
Also, it looked like really good in combat power.
Yeah, that was really a really good CP. So if
I
you'll
don't know anything
notice,
about this.
all the wild Pokemon have a number on the top right. It's called the CP, which is basically an estimate of how good the Pokemon is. Obviously, it depends on what stats end up getting boosted by it.
Yeah,
But generally,
it's just
the
like
higher the
combat
number,
power.
the better the Pokemon. But in our
Yeah.
case, what we really are looking for is special attack and speed. But with this high SCP, I don't imagine it will be bad.
Yeah, even if there's a lot of attack or something like that, there should still be plenty of special attack or speed to go around anyways. But we'll get full confirmation once we actually see our stats, and we're going to be seeing it quite soon. Because we're going to need to spot a Weezing, and Eradicate, and a Magmar. Strange order of
I can't
events.
believe all
there.
of this spawned before coughing.
But there's plenty of spawns in the mansion here because we're going to be staying here for quite a while. We're just going to be running through to get all the way to the end to grab the secret key to the gym.
So I'm getting the Eradicate because otherwise I would have to go for the Ninetales. Requires Stone Evo, which requires a bit of extra menuing. Just rather.
And
Get the
Psyduck,
Eradicate here.
all 3 of those Evos now too.
This is also pretty
Yeah,
good because
it's
of
not
that.
bad.
And this is also the only place that you can access before the Elite Four that Ditto spawns. And it's
yeah,
the
that's
most common place for Ditto to spawn as well, I think. On the bottom floor of this, I think it's a 5%. It doesn't really matter for this run. I don't know why I'm talking about it. I just like Ditto.
That's fair.
I don't think I've ever seen Ditto here in AOP. I only see it when I'm running 100%, when it's
Yeah,
basically
on all the other floors it's a 1% spawn, but on the bottom floor it's a 5%. And
see
I think
it
it's
on
also
the top floor all
1%
the time.
in Cerulean Cave as well. No, it's 10% Cerulean Cave.
No, in Southern Cave is, yeah.
So we're finishing up our evolutions and then just gonna hit some more switches, hidden statues, and go down all the way down and grab the secret key, and then we'll head on out and head to Blaine's gym.
There's a little bit of a menu in the middle of that that's going to basically prepare Staryu to take us through the entire rest of the game.
And yeah,
Staryu is kinda
we'll
broken,
find
honestly.
out how good this Staryu actually is. Shoutouts
Oh,
to
look at that
Marowak.
Marowak running around down there.
Oh, goodbye, Marowak.
Oh, the
Where
glow.
is Coughing?
It'll show up
I
eventually.
assume Unlured should be fine, right?
Yeah, no, you're fine. Everything
Oh,
is
there it
fine. Oh, there's the coughing.
Obviously in the most awkward spot.
Another Marowak cameo.
I only have 4 Ultra Great Balls.
That's fine.
Wait,
Just get it
What
in the
happened
ball.
to the...
You're
You
good.
didn't use
You're
it.
good.
I didn't use a nana?
Yeah, you didn't. You just took it out
Oh,
and then you
okay,
didn't
okay.
actually use it.
Yeah, and then he switched it
I was like,
immediately.
what?
So that's fine.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. I was so confused.
And
That's
there's
also good.
Dodrio as well.
So I'm
Okay,
basically
so-
gonna get rid of everything.
Yep.
Because I'm
Massive
also not
menu.
gonna use this either. Because I don't have an exit time.
Yeah, so you just put in coughing and just take out everything else
Yeah, basically.
and rearrange your party.
But yeah, our
So
catch shot, like,
sometimes your
is basically
party
set.
space is cramped here, but here it's not going to be because we have all the evolutions from Pokemon Road anyways.
Usually if you're having good catches, it's the XP from the catches is
Yeah,
gonna
it's
make
really
everything
hard
evolve.
to have problems here.
Right.
So just
What
gonna
you got?
candy up this Staryu and see what we got.
Okay,
Okay, yeah, that's actually really good.
as expected.
Yeah,
I don't know the good Staryu stats either. I only
It
know
could be
like
better. I think I've had
it
better
evolves.
stars with a lot worse CP, but
yeah,
Still.
it could be better, but it's still really good. Anything with 90 special attack before the Water Stone is just really solid.
Yeah.
And 90
Also
speed is all you
very
need,
fast.
really, for things to be good. So we're going to teach some moves. Scald's going to be on the moveset, as is Hydro Pump. Psychic will stay. I think it's safe to say Recover will not stay there. But we don't have anything to teach over it quite yet, so we're just going to go on and fight this scientist.
Head.
this is actually scary. Especially because I have Rapidash on my second slot.
It can still take the Thunderbolt for you.
I usually do it with Rapidash.
I almost never do it with Dodrio.
I always do it with Dodrio. So much safer. Yeah, because this is a thing. Get crit there, you die.
Yeah.
And if you get paralyzed, it can also get pretty messy.
Oh yeah, getting paralyzed is bad.
Bad one. If you have really bad special attack, you can almost get one shot, but that's very rare.
Okay, so this is where you would normally get the Firestone, down here. In this case, I'm not going to because I don't need Ninetales.
And welcome to the bottom floor.
So unfortunately,
there's
we're not
this
going to see
one
any Pokemon
spinner
here
that's
because I
actually,
repelled.
like, somewhat fast.
Oh, no Dittos.
Yeah, no Dittos.
Not yet. Oh wait, no, you
No
repelled,
shiny
never mind.
Dittos.
I repelled. So normally if you're done with catches, you can just repel to make it easier to get through this park. Because there's a lot of Pokemon usually spawning.
Take the free bed heal there. If you don't take damage on Starmie, you can skip it, but
Yeah.
it's really nice to
That's-
just be able to have it.
We do see some pokes.
And also, we're going to grab this Max Elixir here. There's also a rare candy, but we have enough candies and for the rest of the run, and if we get more, it's actually going to be not very helpful. Because it's going to give us turnarounds way earlier than we need, like. So we're going to head to Blaine now. It's, hopefully people have their Pokemon knowledge ready to go. Lane really likes to test people's knowledge, and it's time.
Yeah, and the questions are different every time. There's a cycle of 400 questions he can ask you.
Yeah.
He just likes to ask the same ones every time.
Let's see what we got. Let's get some Blaine dolls, shall we? Spitfire Pokemon. Whoa.
Oh wow,
Okay.
you're
Not
genius. You got it so fast.
Not bad. I couldn't even read the answer choices. 8 gym badges, really? I thought it was 8. I thought it was 7. Okay, the type matchups question. Just what every modern Pokemon game needs.
What's that? My favorite. My favorite answer.
That's the first
You can
time I
say false
actually
or what? That.
used that choice.
And on this
It's
last
just fun.
question, you just can't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the
if you miss
questions are
one of the
always the
questions,
same.
you are forced to fight a trainer, basically.
Yeah, there's potentially 5 extra fights you can do there.
Yeah, most of those fights are actually harder than the gym leader, which honestly isn't surprising because this gym leader is not hard. This Magmar can troll, so
Yeah, a little
we'll
bit.
see what it does.
That's fine.
But it
Oh,
can
that's
just give
great.
you the fastest option as well, just like that.
So it usually confuses you first. Then you have to deal with confusion.
Yeah, and
it can
sometimes
also
it
burn
burns
you.
you with flamethrower. You just have to do the entire fight.
Burn is pretty bad because it just takes up a lot of time because 4 pokes and you're gonna get basic burn damage every turn. And then you have heal as well afterward.
Oh, nice outspeed.
So we are really fast, so we outspeed everything here. Usually, you're not gonna outspeed everything. Well, I guess it depends. I don't actually know how likely it is to get outsped by either of these two.
Rapidash is 117 speed.
Yeah.
So if you get a bad Starmie, you can get outsped by that for sure.
So Ninetales is you're usually always gonna, like, unless you have really, really bad speed, you should always be outspeeding it. Rapidash is depends.
And
Have you guys
so
noticed
it's
that
time to get a mini badge check. How many badges do we have? Grace, how many do we have?
I have no idea. 3?
He says it's like the 7th gym, so he thinks
Oh,
we have
yeah.
all 7 of
I
the
guess we have all
non-Giovanni gym badges. Yeah, we haven't actually fought any of the gyms, and we're gonna do that right now. So
It's
first up,
actually
we're gonna
interesting that he
go
added that dialogue.
fight search. This
Have you guys
gym
noticed that
puzzle.
the gym leaders will do like the same poses that they did in Gen 1 at the beginning
Oh
of
yeah,
the
no, I've
battles?
seen that.
It looks so
Yeah.
cool. Such a cool touch that they added.
When I first saw the Brock one, I was just like, Wakanda forever? Because it was like around the Black Panther time too, so
They stole it from Marvel.
but then
Alright,
I
which trash
realized
can
it was
is it
just
gonna
composed.
be?
I was like, oh wait, yeah, that makes sense. So there's 15 cans. We need to find 2 switches hidden in cans. There's 2 colored ones. Oh, okay.
Oh, first one?
The first
Alright,
one's not
nice.
a colored can. Oh my gosh.
See, I've played this
No
game.
way.
Oh my god, easy game, no problem.
This game is just so easy.
It's actually
it's
really
always-
easy to accidentally talk to a trainer or walk into the eye line of a trainer right there.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit scary sometimes.
Yeah.
What I did
I've killed
was
a
actually
few
quite
of them
safe.
for that.
I used to
But
do it a
only
little
on
riskier
Eevee
until I
sucks.
got. Oh yeah, and we just are completely over leveled for this gym.
Yeah, the game expects you to do it like right after the boat. And like the gym helper guy like waves at you as you exit the boat because you have cut, right? But we clearly did not fight Surge at that time. But like almost 2 hours later, we've returned to the scene of the crime, and we're just gonna just make easy work of Surge.
And he was not expecting it at all.
Too much power.
There's also, I believe, a cutscene that basically disappears if you do search. Basically,
Oh yeah,
Misty
Misty's
like
not there.
shows up or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, if you do Surge right after Misty, she shows up and heals your Pokemon. But for some reason she doesn't now.
Which, all the better for us.
Yeah, true.
Like, we do need a heal, but having to sit through a cutscene wouldn't be worth it. So we're just gonna heal now and teach Thunderbolt and complete our moveset. Just as a reminder of our stats, 125 special attack. That's pretty darn good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to Erica now. Every gym has like a requirement, sometimes a puzzle and whatnot. This gym requirement is the easiest one of all of the gym requirements in the game. One of the trainers is going to ask you to show her a cute Pokemon, and you can basically show whatever you want. So
You can even show
Coughing
Grimer.
is very cute, and she really wants
It's extremely cute.
and smells good as just red. Coughing smells good. This just in.
On this gym, we actually also abuse the vision of the trainers. None of these trainers see us because they basically have like a 1 pixel kind of vision, so you have to be looking directly at them.
They have really bad eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like a laser going straight in front of them, so you can really easily avoid it.
Yeah, Pokemon's just used to the tile system, and where like these walkways would probably be like 1 tile wide and whatnot, and then let's go. These aren't really tiles. You can just kind of hug a wall, and all of a sudden you're invisible.
Yeah, there's a lot of skips that are based around it.
Yeah. There's some even funnier skips that can happen, but in this category we're not going to do it.
Erica just falls asleep when you start talking to her.
Yeah. So this fight is also really easy. Most of the gyms are going to be fairly easy. There is some risk in some of them, but for Surge and Erica, they're both just spam a move and you're done. Some people take bathroom breaks during the Surge fight, and they just smash A and just go to the restroom. While they just obliterate whatever the heck he's sending out.
I golded Erica.
Let's go.
I'll just
Purely
ignore the fact that I'm
execution
5
based,
minutes down. PB. Actually, 4.5 minutes.
Not bad for a marathon.
I mean, to be honest, like the first death, the one on Hideout, was not that bad. The one on Tower was really bad.
Yeah, the tower death was really bad. So we're gonna use the town map to fly to the same city that we're already in. It is faster. And we're gonna go to Saffron. The game made us grab the T to
Is it a T?
to give to this guy. Technically you can skip it, but
you can skip it.
You can't really get
You
in.
can?
So
Oh,
yeah, you can just go
I
under
think
it.
let's skip the check.
Oh.
You can skip getting the tea, but you can't really get into saffron.
Oh, I get it. So you can't really skip.
So we're just gonna head on into Sylph. Team Rocket has taken over, so there's a lot of places we can't really go quite yet. But there is one fight that we can do right now. It's quite possibly the most unnecessary fight in the game.
Yeah. Blue shows up and he's basically like, let me make sure that you're capable enough to fight Team Rocket, and then I'll just go home and you can take care of it.
It is going to be a scary fight here, because I'm going to have to use Rapidash with Fire Blast. It's not 100% accurate. But hopefully we'll be... Oh, I forgot to... So one thing you can do, if you forget to do controller, you can just do it in battle.
Oh yeah.
So which is what I did here.
It's a little slower, but
It's a little slower, but it's a nice fight. And it's also really nice, like, if something goes really wrong on a battle.
The controller, the support trainer of shame, has arrived. So, Fire Blast is a very good move. It's not necessarily the most accurate.
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
But
have
it
one more
hits
I
like
can
a
use.
truck if it does hit.
Um,
I think you X Special Rapidash. Actually, I don't remember. Yeah,
Actually,
I would X
no.
Special Rapidash.
I don't think you can, because... Oh, this is confusing. Whatever. Because I think I need one for Giovanni, right?
Yeah, you need one for
Yeah,
Giovanni.
that's good enough.
Yes, you should X special star me.
You don't need to X Special Starmie here. At this point, you just Fire Blast, and then I think it's like Fire Blast, Hydro Pump here.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure.
These notes say Psychic Fire Blast or Hydro Pump X Special.
Oh, that's for the other one.
Oh, okay, yeah, Psychic and then Fire Blast then, I guess.
That's for... It's not for this. Okay.
That works too.
Alright, whatever works, and
This is
you
easily
didn't
like
need
the
to
worst
hit
run I've
Fire
ever had.
Blast, it turns out.
I have like
29.
3 scenarios that I've never had. And Fire Blast missed twice as well. It was quite amusing.
You got a good star me though.
Yeah, I guess. Not gonna use a super potion there, just in case. Arthur
Yeah, this
decides to be
fight-
funny.
This fight can be kind of rough, and you want to have super potions left over for specifically for this fight coming up right now.
Here's the slowest fight in the game. In many ways, and not just one.
It's comically slow.
This is so. Remember Archer? Like he's the main-ish admin in like Heart Gold Soul Silver or something. He's in this game. We fought him earlier, and we're going to fight him again, and he's going to be really annoying. This first turn can be a whole lot of different things, and they're all varying levels of bad.
It is possible to do this fight in 3 turns, but you need Cubone to like help you, and that often doesn't happen.
Okay.
Thunderbolt is what we don't want to see there.
Focus energy actually kind of works, because there's nothing that Cubone can actually do to the Electrode anyways.
And now he's not gonna go for it again, I think.
So Cubone just Cubone doesn't necessarily hit its move every time as well. which can be really
Self-destruct
annoying.
is not
but-
bad.
If Cubone hits here, this fight's
Yeah.
over. Oh,
Boy.
Oh no.
Of course.
I don't know why I said that. My bad. Surely it's going to hit this time, right? Okay, it's sucker punched. So that
I think
doesn't
as
mean
soon as it
Cubone
goes
used an
for
attack.
focus energy, I
which
think
would be-
afterwards it's guaranteed to go for headbutt or
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So this fight is really slow because, as you can see, like turns take forever.
The game takes a long time to decide on what to do. Okay, Cubone's
All
using
double
an
fights-
attack.
All double fights are generally laggier, which is why you don't want to have. Of course, he
Of
goes
course,
for
it's headbutt.
headbutt when.
Why
you
would
went for-
Cubone bother helping?
Yeah, it's just. That's a bad archer, but whatever.
Who does he bring out if Cubone dies?
I
Wait, what?
think it varies. I think I've seen Raichu. But I think I've also seen other things.
Pidgeot.
Yeah,
Oh, so
I
it's
think
just
it
random.
depends on what's out, but yeah, generally Cubone won't die, but it'll just not do anything.
Yeah, I've never seen Cubone die before.
Oh, I have seen plenty of times.
I've only seen it like once or something, but it's
a
not one
bad
of those
archer,
things
but
that you
whatever.
just don't see.
But yeah, in general, double fights are going to be laggier, which is why you want to have single fights as much as possible. But in this specific one, for whatever reason, it's just much laggier than every other fight.
And we're gonna get a free heal before the next fight, so nothing to worry
You
about
actually
health.
can
or-
get a Team Rocket uniform in this game,
Alright.
but it doesn't help at all. And
Wasn't-
you definitely don't join Team Rocket,
I
unfortunately.
think Aspect used the Team Rocket uniform on his first race in the
Yeah,
tournament.
he was trolling in the tournament so hard, and it was great. When I join next year's tournament, I'm gonna make sure I put in 2 years worth of trolling into my stay in the tournament.
So when Jesse and James gave us problems before, we're basically just gonna stomp them this time,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be no
turns
problem.
out.
So I actually had one X special to spare that I could have used earlier.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if I
need
needed one on this fight. I couldn't remember, but yeah, I don't. So it's
We're gonna be shopping after Giovanni, so the one special that we're gonna use is it, and then we're just gonna restock and get
Yeah.
plenty of X specials.
Stomp here is usually nice because it can flinch the opponent. Shit didn't happen, but
Oh, poison. What
the
happened?
weirdest things are happening in this run. I didn't even know you could get put.
Yeah, usually I get Thunderbolt.
Yeah, and get paralyzed on. It's also kind of bad.
But regardless, we're through that fight, and now we're gonna go stop Giovanni once and for all. He wants a
pretty much
Master
don't
Ball or
even-
something. Like,
Need to heal or anything for this fight. Like it's basically guaranteed.
yeah,
It's just like one setup turn and then you one-shot everything.
yeah. Persian almost always uses Fake Out, so even if we could do it in 3 turns, we can't really. So we're just gonna use the Fake Out turn to set up like we always do.
I had one to spare. You can also do this without the specials actually if you use this hydro pump. But that's like a desperate scenario.
Yeah, and it doesn't really help just because you're probably gonna lose the turn to Fake Out anyways.
Yeah.
And that's Team Rocket disbanded. We will never see any of them ever again.
Yes.
Yep, that's it. That's all, folks.
Totally never seeing them again.
The
You
game
have to
makes
get
you
the
grab the
Master
Master Ball.
Yeah, if you
so
try to
we're
leave,
actually going to get it.
it will not let you live. You are held hostage until you get the Master.
In other games, you can just beat Giovanni and then just escape rope in their face. But here, we actually have to grab the Master Ball and let's go.
You can't escape ropes in buildings in this game, right?
I don't think so.
I mean, if you could, I assume that's...
Oh, you can in tower, but that's kind of treated like a
Yeah.
cave.
So here on 7th floor, there's another rare candy. And also, the guy there is going to give us a Labrys. So, more free pokes that we don't have to catch. So that's really nice to get. Gonna get the Porygon that's down south in Saffron. And then
There's
that'll
also
complete
again-
our poke count.
You can technically get a Porygon like in the wild.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's a 1% or a rare spawn.
I think it's a rare spawn.
It's
Oh,
not
no.
it's not a special spawn. It's a 1%. It's
Oh,
just
It's a
super rare.
1%.
Huh.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, the only
I-
special spawns are the
uh,
starters, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Chansey. Which is really
So
weird, 'cause some
maybe-
of them seem like very much more rare than those, but
So maybe the real play is to go for 60 Porygons instead of 60 Ninetales.
Nice. But either way, that's it for our poke count. So we have 50, and that's all we need, and that's all we're going to get. And also, we're going to go shop. And then we're going to do Sabrina's gym. Nice 69k dollars right there.
nice.
Nice.
Going to be
Mind if
emptying
I
out
jump in
all
for a
of
quick
those.
donation?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so we have a $5 donation from Raichu saying, "Me, I'm the favorite Pokemon." So I did post in the chat to get a $5 hype train going to pretty much mention what your favorite Pokemon is. It could be either Gen 1 or even in Gen whatever it is we're at now. Gen 9, right? Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, something.
something like that. So yeah, if you want to get some donations going, have me read what your favorite Pokemon is, feel free to do so. And you can also get a chance to win a cool prize as well. Especially with the $5 donation, you can get either the Super Mario Brothers movie on 4K Blu-ray digital, or you can also get the Breaking the Habit wristbands. That's also for the $5 prizes. So get those donations in, and I'll be happy to read them for you. Back to you.
Welcome to the Saffron Gym. There's a lot of spinner tiles. Just like the elevators, if you mess up getting in them on the perfect-ish angle, they'll correct you. So far, so good. There's some spinners that have a fairly set cycle, so...
Yeah, they'll guard whichever tile you're supposed to go onto. They'll guard that one, so you can
Damn.
kind of determine where they're going to turn.
There goes the perfect gym.
This spinner you have to wait for, basically. So, there's the spin. And one last spinner, and then it's time for the fight. Remember how the gym puzzle is like, or the gym requirement is something that's level 45?
Yeah,
Yeah, it turns out the gym leader doesn't actually have that.
Oh, look at the burglar
the burglar.
in the back.
It's
so
the
funny.
burglar. Just staring ominously at the
He's
fight.
just happy to
It's
be
so
there.
funny.
So this fight
Like,
is
how do
usually
you
pretty
also-
consistent, but sometimes it can be really trolly.
Yeah, Mr. Mime we're going to be setting up on, and Mr. Mime can do quite a few things.
I wish we could still see the burglar for the whole fight.
True.
Get light
How
screen?
do all the spectators even make it all the way up there, anyways?
I got light screen turn 1.
Oh, okay.
It's annoying you burn there. That's fine.
So there is so usually Mr. Mime is gonna light screen, either turn 1 or turn 2. Turn 1 is ideal because it's a little faster. Because then otherwise you would have to stall for a turn, because you don't want to have light screen here.
And sometimes it doesn't light screen, and sometimes it light screens turn 3, which is
Yeah, there is a
little
chance
bit
that
annoying.
there's no light screen, but it's really rare. I've only had it.
I haven't had that before. I know a few people have.
Yeah, it almost always does turn 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is about as far as I got in my D-Rust. I haven't played past Sabrina since the
Oh,
tournament, I think.
The rest of the game is easy.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you
That's
need
why I
any
haven't-
hints, you can do that.
yeah, that's why I haven't.
But you'll be fine.
The hardest
So we're
part is
gonna
the
level
spin you
up
coming up.
48, and then we're just gonna use the rare candy right now after this fight. And we have a lot of special attack.
It's insane.
It's not as good as I thought it was, but it's still really good.
It's still really good.
And
It
it's
should
more
still
than
be
enough.
good to like skull pretty much everything in Koga.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always miss this one. That's the hardest tile.
So here's a nice big menu here.
Not fast way to do it, but
Did you? Oh, are you gonna? Okay, never mind. So rare candying here. I'm pretty sure 84's attack is actually like really good. Not that anybody actually knows cares, because it's Starmie, but that's pretty funny to see.
Is Modest Nature minus attack?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
uh,
Okay, here we get the gold teeth so that we can get pushy push from the Warden.
I didn't heal the Rapid Dash, but I assume that's fine because it's gonna die anyway. Because I'm gonna do 2C Giovanni.
It should
I
be
want it to die.
okay. It'll be a little
Oh,
slow
yeah.
because it's poison, but
It'll always die, even if it powers with
Yeah.
loves,
um,
because it's not poisoned. So it'll work.
yeah, if it's poisoned.
Yeah. So Power of Love, eventually once you get turnarounds, like just a little bit more friendship, and you can start tanking hits on 1 HP. You can start like getting rid of status effects for no apparent reason. Like there's a lot of really anime things that you can basically do.
So this is a gym that requires us to have 50 Pokemon, and we
Yeah.
have 50.
So delayed it for quite a while, and here we go. And there's only one mandatory gym trainer other than obviously Koga. And from what I've heard, this is Furyst's favorite fight.
Yes. So normally this fight should be about like 3 to 5 turns maybe. And I have
Or-
had
yeah.
a reputation of having 10 plus turns.
Dang, I've never had any issues on this fight. I hear people talk about it all the time.
I've had problems with it only once before, and it's on like one of my OP PBs, I think. So it's basically just going to be up on a leaderboard.
Yeah, so the way this fight can go wrong is Muk can use Minimize. And then you start missing. It can also use Toxic, which poisons you, and then you have to other poison, and you basically can
No
snowball from there.
Huh.
And that's how I got 14 turns once.
14
Typically-
turns? Oh my god.
Yeah, that was. And then on the run right after it, I got 10 turns.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Very. And the thing is, it's not just about getting the turns, it's about like getting minimized. I didn't get minimized this run, but I almost always get minimized on turn 1, even on the fights that end up going okay. Which is something that's not really that common among most runners. Like, they usually get protect, something like that. Okay, every Pokemon in this gym has protect. So it's just...
And it serves no purpose other than just to slow you down.
Yeah, and it doesn't always use it, or like always not use it. So you just kind of hope that it doesn't.
Weezing can
generally-
protect again right there.
It will protect.
Yeah.
Typically, this Venomoth protects, and so does the Muck at the end of the fight.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Golbat, for me, feels like a coin flip on whether it does or not.
Yeah, usually I think the Venomoth and the Muk are the most common one. Okay. Should have just saved weight.
And then the number of psychics we have exiting this fight matters, but I think not as much here.
Yeah, in this case it won't matter because we
You're able to get those.
use
ranges in these
scalps,
Scald.
which is good because it's also saves super effective text.
You can go catch a pincer now.
This run is already cursed. I don't even go wrong. Even more. Effort.
I mean, if you get it fast enough, we can do it and still
Just
be
go check if it's an
underestimated.
instant pincer.
Yes, that is correct.
But here we're gonna go give this warden his teeth back. So now he can actually speak. And we're gonna get a Safari set. And also we're gonna learn Strong Push.
Oh, pushy push. Sorry.
Pushy push.
The formal name, at least, is Strong Push. The community calls it Pushy Push.
I already forgot what the name of the cut move was.
Chop Down.
Chop down. I
Chop
think.
down. Okay.
I'm not gonna remember it after this run, just for the record. Shoutouts to Rabidash's HP.
Yeah.
Nice.
Whoops.
So we haven't been using repels for the most part up until this point, but now we will, because we're going to be running through some routes and catching stuff is just not going to help at all, so there's no point. So it's better to just not see any encounters and not have to try to dodge them on Rapidash.
Yes, those are the names. They're not actually HMs anymore because we don't have to teach. You don't have to teach them to Pokemon. They're basically that.
The idea is for the game is to like befriend your starter, your Eevee, or your Pikachu. So they just handle all the HMs for you. Instead of
because
having
of the
to
other
catch
names
random
we have.
stuff. To
I think
just
Surf-
shove it out.
So Surf is called Siskim.
Yep.
Fly called. I forget what it's called.
It's the balloon thingy. I don't know what it's
Yeah.
called either.
Oh, I have no
I
recollection.
don't remember the name.
Name.
And I don't know what Flash is called either.
Yeah, but that one we don't even get.
Yeah, no, like of course I don't.
Sky Dash is the fly one.
Ah, there we
Uh,
go. What else is there? So I guess Pushy Push
Flash.
or Strong Push, whatever.
Flash is light up.
Light
Wait.
up.
Yeah.
That's the saddest of all
That's
the
kind of lame.
names.
Yeah.
Should be
Light up,
Flashy Flash.
strong push, sea skim, sky dash. Oh, that's it.
Because there's no others. There's no Rock Smash in this game. No.
Oh, I remember there being more in the original. I guess not though.
No, it's just those ones. Yeah. So here's this gem. Technically, we're not supposed to know who it is, but I already kind of revealed it in I think we all did. It's Giovanni. This fight we had to do at some point, so better to do it now before he walks up to you later and just forces you into a bunch of other mandatory fights. This fight's easy though, so it doesn't really matter.
I have so good special attack that I can just psychic this. It's
Yeah,
not been the case in my previous. I usually have really bad Starmies on it.
it doesn't take a whole lot of special attack, but this one is plenty enough.
Yeah.
And then the next fight is going to be a Nidoking. There's a couple of ways to kill it, and there's some that are more fun than others.
I'm not gonna go for Hydro Pump, I'm sorry.
And of course, we're not going to see the more fun ones, which is unfortunate. But how did you not hit the warp?
I don't know.
The thingy there.
No weather issue today.
There's a decent window there where you can just talk to the guy without getting spun over to the wall. I'm kind of surprised that one worked, but it just goes to show you how generous of a window it is, I guess. Shoutouts to Poison Leg.
Yeah. I could have actually just won seed with Psychic, I guess.
It's a range, but yeah.
Yeah.
You can also just use Hydro Pump there, and it's 80% accurate, which is more than good enough. Totally.
Yeah, let's just ignore the fact that if you miss, you're most likely dead.
It's actually not even that true. Like, most Starmies can tank Mega Horn, and of course they can also just miss, but that's not as common. Oh. Fight before Giovanni. There's this like whole reveal that it's Giovanni or something. Yeah.
What? It's Giovanni?
Oh,
Whoa.
Whoa.
Shouts to that Persian
yeah.
that we're not going to see him send out.
All this fruit he's got just chilling on the table.
He respects the typing of the gym. So this is another fight. So actually, historically, a lot of the fights were just on 1 seed. But due to the tournament that we had, the first Let's Go tournament we had like a few months ago on December, we developed basically a lot of safe strats for many of these fights, just to make sure we can get through them.
Yeah, this fight you
all
can
was
get really unlucky with one controller and just die, but
Yeah,
two
if you get
controller
crit-
bracelet makes it completely safe.
Yeah.
So with that, we're all set up. Even though the second poke isn't actually out anymore, the game's going to still register it and give us the 2 controller lag for the fight, which is not a big deal. Fairly fast anyways.
Yeah.
And we're going to level up to level 50. With worse stats, we'd be somewhat worried about stuff we see, but honestly, it doesn't really matter right now, because we already have at least 136 and 135 on special attack and speed. And look at that, it's now in 140s.
141 is crazy.
Yeah.
Did anyone check my speed?
138.
130.
But like, it doesn't matter.
So it's not enough to outspeed them.
Yeah.
No,
That
it's
you
not.
need like 100. You need
140, I
almost
think.
max IV and AVs for.
You need 140 for the Raichu.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no that.
141.
Yeah, there's
for the
another
Raichu.
thing I don't remember about Eevee because I don't run Eevee.
That's the only one I know about.
I only know of the Agatha one. If you have just beyond.
Oh yeah, I
crack,
think there's an Agatha
you can
one.
outspeed
have
Agatha
no
later
clue.
on, but it's beyond crazy to get it.
There's way too
I'm gonna
much
get-
info on the Agatha fight.
Since our Eevee died twice, I'm gonna get an extra revive here just in case something bad happens again later, because we are gonna use another revive now. On the Rapidash.
You'll be fine. But Blue's gonna like comment on, oh my gosh, Giovanni was the gym leader, and he's gonna take over the gym now. Not that we care. We're on our way to fight our rival.
And we'll never see Blue again. So this fight, and basically the rest of the fights in the game, we're pretty much just like setting up on turn 1 and then just rinsing everything. Things can get a little bit hairy in the Elite Four for a couple of fights, but for the most part, it should be pretty straightforward if things go correctly.
So this fight, we're just going to be setting up a lot onto the Starmie, and this fight's just gonna go by really fast.
And we outspeed that Pidgeot, but we don't outspeed the Raichu, so we need to use an X speed in just a second.
If you have really bad speed, you can also get outsped by the Pidgeot, but
Yeah.
be real. The order of the Pokemon is also not guaranteed, so the Raichu can come out in 3rd or in 4th. So we have to, even though we need 3+4 special, we have to guarantee that we are at +2 speed by the time it comes out, so usually we just X speed on turn 2.
Yeah, Pidgeot will always be first, but everything else is random.
If I was +2, I would have to Scald this, but since I am already +4, I can just cycle and save the super effective text as well. Alright.
So it's time to do some movement.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. It's not all that hard. Heading on our way to Victory Road. And going through all the bad checks. Here's the first one.
You do have to be careful with the mashing when you're riding Pokemon, because you can accidentally talk to your Pokemon, waste a few seconds.
Yeah, we saw that earlier, and there's plenty of chances to accidentally talk to Rapidash from here until the Elite Four.
And this is one of the only games with bad checks. I think just Gen 1 and Gen 5 have bad checks. Badge checks? I don't know why the others don't have them, but
The others do have them, they just aren't really proper badge checks.
yeah, they're not like this. They're not every single badge along the way.
Or they just don't check that you actually have 8 badges.
Oh yeah. BDSP doesn't check,
Yeah.
just walk right in.
Yeah, I think it's just this and black and white.
Gen 4 definitely doesn't check to see if you have all the gym badges. Let's see. I don't really know for Gen 2.
Gen 2
let's see.
doesn't.
That's a really funny repel wear off there.
Yeah.
To just line it up with the trainer. Here's Naomi. You can try one controlling fight sometimes. With this Starmie, he definitely can. We're going
Even
for
with a good Starmie, though, it's
Quickly.
incredibly risky.
Yeah, it's really risky. Desperate play usually.
Hydro Pump is a very accurate move, as you're going to see right now. See? It really is.
To be fair, this is not the most important one to hit, I would say. Yeah, if you miss Hydro Pump then you just X special again and Skull, and it's fine.
Yeah.
You lose.
It matters more on one controller, but with two controllers,
There's
there's
a lot of
always a backup
places.
if you miss.
There's a lot of places in the run where you can Hydro Pump, but basically there's only like 2 places where it's essentially mandatory to do it because it's not really that risky or anything. And then there's a bunch of other places where you can do it if you want. This
So we're
being
just
one of those
gonna
cases.
continue going through Victor Road. Are you gonna Hydro Pump the Hypno?
I could. What's the what was that? 141?
You had 141.
Yeah, 141.
Okay, what?
That's
It's a
like
9 and 16.
You could get it.
9 out of 16. Assuming you hit.
No, I'm not gonna go for it.
45% chance to save a turn. If not more. I'd say that's not bad.
Sleep.
Well, okay, putting you to sleep,
putting to sleep
makes
is
up
not-
that turn.
I don't understand why it goes for Dream Heater.
Because you're asleep.
Oh, again. Dude, I lost a
I guess
PB
I
run
think-
to getting put to sleep 3 times in Victory Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to just lose time here in Victor Road.
Yeah, this Victory Road is really bad because it's basically all the trainers have something that can basically lose you a couple of turns here and there. And at the end of Victory Road you can end up losing half a minute or a minute because of all the... And there's
Like,
not really much
realistically, you
can do
shouldn't
about it.
die, but you can easily lose a lot of
Yeah,
time in a hurry.
It's very hard to actually die. But yeah, you can basically lose a bunch of turns because you're missing hydro pumps or they're putting you to
You're
sleep.
getting status.
Yeah.
All sorts of crazy stuff.
This
But
is also the
Ginny is supposed to heal.
Officer Ginny, my love.
I have not done Alexa skip in probably 3 months.
This is also the no mount skips category. So in the regular any percent, it's possible to like kind of cheese the game and the riding mechanics, and just like skip every trainer in Victory Road. So there's a separate category for that, and that's why this one is no mount skips, because we don't do mount skips.
It's a relatively...
What if you just
New
go
development.
for one anyways?
Well, technically, we've known mount skips
We could.
exist for a long time, but up until last year we didn't really have any like consistent setups.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's also a
the
trainer
first
skip.
mount skip was discovered in a marathon run by accident, or not a marathon. It was it was a Cruel was running like all of the Pokemon games,
Yeah.
and catching everything, and
my
just
God.
accidentally skipped one of the trainers, and just didn't notice, and it was just really funny. Here's Jinx. Jinx has a lot of moves that can be kind of annoying.
Okay.
But if you hit Hydro Pump, it doesn't matter. $143.
I'm gonna scald the Golbat, I think.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
It's not guaranteed, I think, with 143. I think maybe 144. But it should
Oh,
be
really?
very favorable,
That's
so I'll
kind of
just do it.
Another cool thing, if you get frozen in this game, you can scald and it'll take the frozen away.
Yeah. Which comes into play here in this fight on Jinx if you get frozen. Usually the way you
Yeah.
do it.
She also has like Lovely Kiss or something, so you can also just go to bed in the fight.
And here comes the best, like, peak game design.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah. Normally you can just smash A and be fine. Sometimes it doesn't work.
The thing is, in the previous games, when you use strength, you usually just have to walk the boulder to move them. In this one, you have to click for every single one of them.
Yeah.
And this is
At least you
especially bad
you
with-
can't accidentally push it the wrong direction, but also
Yeah.
this
I've
is
had
annoying.
like accidentally getting on when you get on the ride on the Rhyhorn right there, not Rhyhorn, on the Rapidash, I've had that kind of troll me and make me push the boulder down.
What? Really?
Yeah, I was still on the right side of it, but I was so high enough to push it down. It was really scuffed. And I had to reset the room because you can't fix that.
I think this is the trainer that Cruel skipped accidentally.
Yeah, Dawson.
Dawson.
This Licky Tongue has Power Whip, and it can really change what HP you're going to be entering the Elite Four at.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Such a steal. I forgot the X special. Gotta take a few more turns. It's actually not the first time I forget this. And heal now. Then I don't have later, I think. That's a nice avoid.
Calculated.
Easy. Now you don't have to heal again.
Yeah.
Full HP for the Elite Four. And you don't even need to go to +6 either for Lorelei.
Yeah. Are we gonna get faint?
No. Like, at this point, the only way that's even remotely possible is if you get crit by Earthquake. And even that might not be enough.
I'm probably gonna get Stealth Rock because I'm gonna be with Rapidash and Party.
Yeah, you probably won't even get close. Which is a bummer! Faint is one of the most legendary moves in the game. In this community. Some lucky, I say lucky, and I don't know if I mean it, lucky individuals have witnessed it. Some multiple times.
So basically the last Pokemon on Bruno, which is the second Elite Four member, is an Hitmonlee, I think? Is it?
I don't even know which poke has it, even though I'm the one.
I think it's Hitmonlee. It's the last poke. We never actually. I think it's Hitmonlee.
Yeah, it's Hitmonlee is the last one.
I don't know which poke
and it has. I mean, it's supposed to have Faint, which is a priority move.
It only goes for it if it can kill, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Only if you're in range to die to it.
The problem is sometimes it doesn't go for it, even if you are guaranteed to kill. I think.
Even if you are in kill range, it's very unlikely. So
yeah, that's
usually just YOLO it and just kind of look just fine. But yeah.
Yeah, some runners have gotten Faint.
Some runners on this call, some not on this call. You know how it goes.
I've heard the legends.
I've seen it in person.
Did you get it more than once?
I've gotten it 3 times.
Okay.
I got it once, like 2 years ago, maybe? No, last year. I got it another time in like on my first ever AOP run, and I got another time like in the month before the tournament started. But with this special attack, we're just set up and we're ready to go, and we're just gonna kind of destroy everything.
If you have bad special, you have to special 3 times, because otherwise you would have really bad ranges here against the Jinx, for example. And also the Lapras even.
Yeah, the Lapras matters a little more, because Jinx, if you do have a bad range, you can either go for it or just Hydro Pump.
Yeah.
But everything else we're going to use Thunderbolt on, and we're good to go for Bruno.
You get +6, you can scald the Cloyster, right? I think I heard that.
Cloyster?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? I don't...
It's irrelevant, but I think you can.
That's so weird.
Next up
Here's
is Bruno. Pretty sure you don't need to heal for this fight either.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't. So you're gonna be setting up here on Bruno, also just +2, and just go through the fight. pretty easy. All of these Elite Four trainers just have AVs on their Pokemon, and they seem to all just be in like HP and other bulky stats. So we can't just spam Psychic and just beat the fighting type pokes without even trying. So we're gonna have to set up, and we're gonna be setting up to full on some trainers.
Yeah, the way you can get Feint in this fight is by getting basically hit by Earthquake on the first turn by the Onyx, and being basically within range of Feint.
Yeah, like
and the hit
20
number.
or less or something of that sort.
But
46 special.
it's also kind of
120?
hard to get it if you're doing, like, if you have 2 Pokemon in your party, like I have now. Onyx is most of the time it's gonna go for Stealth Rock.
Yeah. Even when you're trying to get Feint, it's actually really hard to
Yeah.
get it.
We actually had a bounty to get Feint in the tournament that we organized this summer, and no one got it. Even
Yeah.
though some people actively tried to get it at some
Someone should have saved right before Bruno and just like
Yeah.
kept
Grind.
resetting until they got it.
I know someone was asking if like that would be allowed.
And then just
If you're far enough ahead, like why
Yeah.
not?
Like that, or you're
or
just
if
so
you're
far
far enough
you just
behind
don't
that it doesn't
care.
matter.
Just save the game and just spam until you die. So Agatha is going to give us a harder fight, but it's still not all that hard in all things considered.
It's like
But
a few
Never
different
is
things
still
can
going to need a save here. I forgot the trainer name entirely.
So normally I just wouldn't save, but for a marathon setting, I think I'm gonna save for these last few fights. Not that they are necessarily dangerous, but if I forget something.
Anything can happen.
Yeah. Especially because I haven't done this in quite a while.
So we're going to be setting up a next special, and then Arbok is going to do something. Okay, apparently it's going to be Glare.
Yeah, which is the most common, I would say.
So we're going to need +2 on special attack and
That's
speed. So
pretty scary.
that's unfortunate, but it's fine.
We might have to 2C later.
Should be okay.
Well, we're gonna take a
You just
quite a
don't
hit.
die. It's just that. Oh my gosh!
That's
die.
not good.
So at this HP, things can go sideways.
Yeah, you're in quick attack.
We basically have to just get the second controller out when the Golbat comes out.
I mean, you can just. Yeah, I guess so.
Yes, I could just heal.
Generally, it won't matter. You'll be fine, but it is worth it to just kind of heal and go, I guess. Depending on your special attack, these pokes can be hydro pumped. It's not exactly something a lot of people go for, but it does save the turnaround per psychic used. And here comes the support trainer of shame.
This actually isn't that bad because I can max elixir on the last turn as well.
Yeah, it works out. Now it works out, yes.
Oh,
I would have
yeah,
died.
went for it.
I
Oh,
would have
man.
died.
I mean, no, I wouldn't go for it either. But I've had to use crunch there before after healing, and it's just like, really now.
I'm gonna have to heal anyways. Or I'm gonna have to max elixir afterwards anyway, so I'll just do everything afterwards.
So yeah, there's the Agatha fight. Lance is coming up here, and it's gonna be what a fun fight. Yeah, gonna take a while to set up, and then we're just gonna be
Swap
setting
into
up in
2C
a
strat.
Seedra's face. And
Yeah, with
hope
two
it-
controllers, Lance is pretty consistent.
Yeah.
It can be a little sketchy with one controller, but it's still, even with one, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's just fine. Nice 58 full heals.
So it is a 2C fight, but we usually only call 2C after the first turn. because the first Pokemon is a Seadra. And we need to set up an X speed and an X special. So we need 2 turns. So we basically just do 1 turn only with Starmie, and then we bring out the Rapidash to make sure that the Rapidash dies.
Oh, I've never done it that way. That's interesting.
Yeah, Seadra with
That's-
Thunderbolt is a range, so it's just kind of annoying. But here is Rapidash to the rescue to just kind of spam some items, just like always.
Yeah, now it should be pretty straightforward. Psychic everything.
Yeah.
Again, many of these strats became more prominent with the tournament. Because otherwise people would just 1C everything. Usually the 1C basically involves doing the same setup, but you also have to set up like special defense or stuff like that to actually be able to do the setup without dying. And obviously if you get grit, it can go sideways really. So, depending on your special attack, the Dragonite and the Gyarados... well, the Gyarados is always guaranteed with Thunderbolt, but it can be arranged with Psychic. So depending what you have, you usually choose one or the other. And the Dragonite can also be arranged with Psychic, and you have to go for it. The way we solve it in the 2C strat is Stomp, with Rapidash, which finishes the Dragonite off in case in this case it wasn't arranged, because I have really good special.
Yeah. So we got one last fight, and it's gonna be the champion. It's not Oak, unfortunately. And we're all set up, or all healed, I guess. But just gonna save just in case something happens.
In case I mess up.
But
I haven't done 2C
Maybe
champ in a
fun
while,
time.
actually.
champ theme coming up.
Yeah, this fight one controller can be a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
But it's also pretty safe with 2 controllers.
Yeah.
You can get unlucky with 2 controllers, but it should be okay.
So, let's see what this Pidgeot wants to do turn 1. It can determine a lot on this fight, or just like how fast this fight will go. It always Mega Evolves, so this is not anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
killing the Rapidash, that's not bad.
Interesting.
So, the fastest version of this fight now will be commencing, I guess.
Yeah. So if Rapidash doesn't die,
and now it's spam.
if Rapidash doesn't die, it sucks because you waste a bunch of time having to use a move.
Yeah, just click Stomp, Rapidash gaining experience, all that.
And I think that makes the order he sends out random as well. And Rapidash still out.
Oh yeah, because the rival can choose to target the Rapidash instead of Starmie. Whereas now, there's only a Starmie to target. So we just kind of know what he's going to send out. It doesn't really matter, because basically everything just dies as long as you click Thunderbolt on Slowbro.
Yeah.
So-
Marowak can also be arranged if you have really bad special.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Just don't have really bad special.
But in that case, you can just also salt. But yeah, that's not the case. So we really only have Soldo left. That's it.
Like even I guess here you don't even have any psychics to use on Slowbro, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's the fight, and that's the champion.
Nice. GG's.
GG.
That was so awful.
A lot of really strange things happened, but
Honestly,
yeah.
like, if it wasn't for, I mean, up until Hideout, I was on, like, even with PB, pretty much. Then the Hideout
really
fight
good.
was awful. But the worst one was
Alright, though.
definitely the tower fight.
It's great recoveries, especially for having a minus special Eevee. And a sub 315 time is still pretty great.
Yeah, considering all that happened, I would say I'll take it. So the time is gonna be when on the fade out of the Hall of Fame. So after it says like congratulations, I guess. But I'll tell you when. And time.
Woo! There we go.
Yeah, GG's.
GG's.
So that's Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah. It's not usually as cursed as this, I would say. I think it's a fun run. I hope y'all enjoy. But yeah, that's gonna be it from us, I guess. But before we go, just wanna obviously thank JTaddles and Randall for accompanying me here on commentary. I would like to thank the organizers for having me. This is a cause that is honestly very dear to me, and I'm super happy that I got to be part of this event. So thank you for that. And lastly, if you are interested in this run, or in this game, or in any of the Switch Pokemon games, make sure you join the Switch PSR Discord. There's a link on basically any of the speedrun.com pages for each of the games. There's a lot of cool people there. It's a great community. Anyone would be willing to help you on any of the games, any of the categories. And it's a lot of fun. We had the first Let's Go tournament this year, which was really, really cool. Unfortunately, Randall wasn't there, but yeah, hopefully, maybe we'll have one next year. A lot of people learned this run during the tournament, which was a lot of fun for them and for everyone. So yeah, if you're interested, make sure you join us. We'll gladly take anyone. But yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Thank you very much for that awesome run, Fury, as well as the commentators for giving a lot of insight about how this run actually works. Because I usually run the Gen 1 games, so it's actually really cool to see like the various differences between the two. And with that, folks, just to give you a quick reminder of why we're here today, we are raising money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. It's established in 1987. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is a voluntary health organization that gives those affected by suicide a nationwide community empowered by research, education, and advocacy to take action against the leading cause of death. AFSP is dedicated to saving lives and bringing hope to those affected by suicide, including those who have experienced a loss. To learn more about the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, visit afsp.org. And with that, coming up next, we have Grand Theft Auto 3 by Kane's Love. Stay tuned for that. Don't want to miss it. Until then, this is SuperSonic signing off and handing it over to CFB for the next hosting shift. Thank you very much and have a good one.